Okay, I want you to cut that half right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kenzo. This is W. Beside me is Lowaki, and welcome to week 3 of season 1 of Rocket Rush. How you doing, everybody? Tonight, how you doing, Lowaki?
I'm doing quite fine. It has been a while since I have been here, so things will be a little bit interesting. A lot of things have changed since I was last here, and I am excited to see all the changes.
Yeah, a lot of changes. A lot of things are going on. It's been a bit crazy. Last week was even more crazy. However, last week was the Xavier Esports team watch party. So thank you all for tuning in for that, and props up to Xavier Esports for going as far as he did. And speaking of Zave, they are in tonight's tournament. We have Zave, I believe Zave Academy, who is in the tournament tonight. They have always played well. They've always showed up. But again, it's an equal big tournament tonight. Record 59 teams are in tonight's tournament. That is a huge record for us. So it's be very exciting to see where everything is going to go.
Mm-hmm. With this many teams, there is a lot of possibilities for a lot of change-ups. So you do have the teams that are obviously going to be incredibly good that you do see, at the top always. We have, I'm pretty sure we had Solace Path, Team Silence, and a few others that I cannot remember off the top of my head because once again, it has been a while. But with wow, look at this. Production value is going crazy. I mean, you got Team Silence Academy all the way up at the top with them 22 points, which is a big change from last season that I did get a little bit of a run through. And then you got Played Up, Passion, Xavier Esports that we have seen quite a lot, The Outcast, and Vivimos en Texcoco.
Yeah, so in case, this is your first time watching, there is a whole point system going over it. As you can see it, first place is 20 points, and each week it goes up and up and up. You want to consistently come back because the more times you play, the more points you can get. And obviously, you want to hit that first place spot to reach the most. As you can see, the top 2 teams will receive an invite. Championships are May 2nd and May 3rd. Day 1 is an open bracket, double elimination. 2 teams get wildcard. Day 2. Day 2 is an 8-team single elimination, as 6 teams will be invited from season 1. This is a $500 prize pool, but however, you still earn the $100 prize pool.
Ooh, quite fancy nonetheless. Once again, big changes since I have last been here, and I am loving all the fun little tidbits that we do have. And also, as always, the production value is quite high. Once again, thank you to Ben and a few others behind these scenes doing all that great work, getting everything running. But first, for this first game, we have Wright State Rocketeers versus Pubert's Disciples. I'm not exactly sure how much information we have on both of these teams. All that I do know is that Wright State is a university, and it should. We love supporting those universities, and it should be fun nonetheless.
But before that, we want to take a bit of a shout out to Esportin, ladies and gentlemen. Esportin is a program that pretty much provides gaming with higher education. By collaborating with Nameless, we can reach more students competing in Rocket League and advise those interested about their possibilities in the United States at no cost or commitment. Generating value to the Rocket League community by offering educational opportunities abroad through esports generates added value in the sector. Together with the Nameless, we want to put players in contact with university coaches in the United States so that they can communicate with them. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, that is esports, and this is a program that pretty much hooks you up with colleges to get you a higher tier degree.
And I will say, once again, great production value. And thank you again to Esportian. And I would encourage all of you guys to check out what they are doing and what they have done. It is quite impressive stuff, to say the least. It's always nice to be working with those universities and those high schoolers to, get some things rolling, get them into that higher education, and also make sure they're just having fun with some Rocket League and other miscellaneous games.
Yeah, it's all about building a community, building community teammates and overall just building friendships around. But however, we have to get back to our main thing. Like you said, we have a lot of colleges here. We have a couple colleges. UTSA would be one of them, and I think Syracuse Blue is another one that is also in the standings just a little bit. As we saw, like you said, we don't know much about these teams. One of them is a college, the other we don't know much about. But I have to give credit where credit is due. Most of these colleges do put up a bit of a fight coming in the first round, but it's going to be an evenly matchup. It's going to be the first time that we have seen these two teams go right at it. So it's pretty much a 50-50 on who's going to win this one.
Yes, that's where some of the, I would say, most entertaining games do come from. When it is a toss-up all across the board, you have no idea who's going to win because you don't know who's who. It is, unfortunately, a very big 50 because you can also have, a game where one team is just incredibly better than the other and just ends up being a stomping, which, quite frankly, isn't too horribly fun to watch and it's not fun to play in either.
It really isn't. And it's very hard to kind of call because a blowout is a blowout no matter which way you put it. It's a blowout. Not much you can really do. But, sometimes, the powerhouse teams kind of get matched up with the lower ranked teams, like the 1 seed gets paired up with the 16 seed team. So not much you can really control there, but you have to take it for what it is. And hopefully you can put on a performance and hopefully we can see a good performance coming from both these teams.
Correct, indeed. I'm excited to see how this will roll out because I guarantee you it will roll nonetheless. But now it's just a waiting game for everyone to get all up and running. Do you have any expectations coming in from this, Kenzo? I know we do have no background for either of these teams here, so it is obviously a big, guess of the draw. But still want to hear what you're thinking based on names.
Looking at the roster for both these teams here, so it's hard, but we do have a player from Pupil Society that was top 2 in week 1. So there's a bit of an expectation coming in towards them in this game. So it was Gnosis, I believe, that was the top 2 player coming into this game. So he's gonna have a bit of a higher standard to come into, a bit of pressure coming into this game. And if you're that team with Passion Disciples, it is pretty much a guaranteed if they can win. But it's going to have a bit of a high stakes, I should say, coming from Puber's Disciples.
Correct, especially now getting that information, you do have just a small bit in the side of Pubert here where they at least have one incredibly good and was able to get up to the highest level in that week 1. So it will be interesting nonetheless, but still, it is entirely a toss-up. I'd like to think these college students do have it, but, I'm pretty sure Christmas break ended a month ago. They should be all tired back out from school, a few exams coming through, so they might be a little bit dead tired.
I know. Colleges, school is a handful, to say the least. Some of us have been there, some of us are going through there, but even with that, they have to pretty much lock in because, again, it's $100 on the line, so they want to put their best foot forward. Like I said, it's a $500 prize pool. It's 10 weeks, and you want to keep coming back because those points add up the more top 3 that you do place. And like I said, speaking of, the standings right now, Team Silence with 22 points, that's going to be a huge target for them. And say if you do not make it, if you not come back in towards really Reese, that first place spot is a very much up for grabs.
Correct, indeed. I mean, just the amount of points that do end up getting gained near the end. I mean, obviously in the last place section, you're not getting much. I mean, you're eventually going to be getting 2 points. You'll coast and get, if you play every single one, you'll coast and get probably about 15 points, give or take, if you show up every week. But That's still not as great as obviously, getting that first place, getting right about now near 40 points all the way near the end where you can be pushing almost 52 points per win.
Yeah, so you can see Team Science with 22, played up with 21, Passion in third with 17 points, and there's Zave Esports with 15, the Outcast with 11, Vimos and Tekoko with 10, Pickle Feet with 7, Spice with 6, and Bang and Benag and Velshao each tied with 4. So as you can see, the top 6 teams will get an invitational towards the event. So as we await for these teams to check in and get set up for that, it's going to be pretty much back and forth between these two teams. Like I said, People's Service has a top 2 player that was in week 1 of Rocket Rush, so they might have a bit of an advantage coming into this game. However, if you're right state, you are pretty much you're pretty much gonna have to just hope what they can do and catch them off guard. And that's the thing. We see a lot of these players come up with some insane technical plays that somehow make it look like these guys should be playing on pro teams.
Correct. Oh, ad. We have an ad, everyone. Look at this.
As you can see,
production value, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Look at that. We do have a code in the Epic Games Store, Nameless Esports, no spaces, and a lot. You're watching while driving, Shiro. You shouldn't do that. Please don't. We do not promote driving and Rocket Leaguing, nor driving and drinking. We don't promote that.
I should pull over or do something, but I don't think it's a good idea to be watching Rocket unless you got like a phone hanger.
Unless if you're trying to hit a, flip reset IRL, which go for it. Please don't. please don't go for it. There should be nothing to perform a flip reset or anything of the sort with your card, but if you can and you're in a safe, tested environment and you are recording, I can't say no.
Hopefully, drive safe is what we always say. Drive safe. Please don't do anything. Drive safely. Always keep belt buckle. Don't want to get pulled over for that. But
yes, pulling over is the issue when you're pulling a flip reset in a Honda Civic.
Yeah. But looking at some of these other teams, we have Monkey Man coming in here. It's raining. Shower time. Let's have threat. Canon Esports. Black Flash, and just so many other teams. Sam Houston's another team that we also, that's another college team that's in this tournament. Like you said, lots of college teams and lots of players just coming in wanting a chance at that $100 prize pool.
I mean, who doesn't? $100 is $100, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a good prize to be had, no matter the situation.
Indeed, it is. And it's, some of these players, so the winner of this will go on to face Wash Trash Cans, and we've seen Wash Trash Cans before. They've played a couple of times here, as they have been consistent players in this in the season so far. But the question will be who is going to come out on top. In fact, make your predictions in the chat of who's going to come out in this game in this first game, because I'm not good with predictions.
I mean, predictions, quite frankly, are just a 50-50 no matter the situation. It's always a 50-50 until the coin gets flipped. Isn't that right? But no, it should be a very interesting game, I like to say. It is always a shame that these teams do take a little bit of time to ready up, especially on the first one. You got, people swapping out, people not here. You have a little bit of decisions to be made there. So we just got to wait it out and play it out. No, deadlock.
Yeah, so lots of times, but to keep you guys on the toes, Monkey Man is up over RLX 1.
Oh, we're in.
Nothing. We are in. Oh, here we go. 6 on the field, 5 o'clock, and we are underway. Right State Rockers with Eugene, Nerve, and Souls on the right. We see 44G, King, and Seawood. Here's Nerve trying to at least jumpstart his team, but it's going to get denied by C4. C4 rises the wall, flies to the air, looks for that flip reset, up and over. No, it's going to get instantly denied, but here's King. Just shot on the way, gets denied by Nerve. Back ball, back corner, can't find anything. C4 going to try to cut it off. Second chance, but it's going to get denied. It is now as it's Puber's Disciples back out on the rotation, and there's C Wood with the save.
Quite frankly, I don't exactly know what's happening. My screen is freezing every second for 5 seconds, so this is a very hard game to watch. I don't know what's happening, quite frankly. Let me see if I can get this fixed, everyone. I apologize. What does error 202 mean? Hold on.
I got you. I got you, Luaki. As back and forth they go. Eugene rights the wall, tries to put a shot on goal. It's an empty net. C4 is there. Oh, they're trying to get the double team off, but it's just denied. Shot on the way. Empty net. Once again, missed by Puber's Disciples. Nerve, boss of the air with the foot reset over to Eugene. Eugene,
I can watch the game!
Hey, he's back. There you go. As there's a demo from both sides. Souls over to with the pass. Rushing downfield is Souls. Souls trying to make a play. Instead, he gets way paid with a demo. Seawood rights the wall, flash to the air, up and over. Does he have enough boost? He does, but it's going to get cut off. So far, just a stalemate as we reach 2 minutes into the game.
Correct, but that's not entirely surprising. We got Seawood going up for the air. Gets past one, shot from the second, and C4 GG sends it to the back of net as soon as you start complaining about it. What have you learned? Well, you know, you can't say a singular thing. You are not the man. You are the caster curse here. And it was, quite frankly, a nice little team play. Past one, past the second, and the last one just got beat by a separate teammate.
Yeah, just got beat by a separate team. You just kind of saw that the teamwork on display. That is always good, what you want to see. A double demo from Souls. I see what gets credit with the save as Nerve tries to at least boot it outside of his net. Sorry, try to put it in towards the net, but gets equally denied as the ball head towards midfield. Eugene's going to cut it off over the Nerve. Battle out in the corner. King with a touch. Souls with a shot. Try to get that double tap off, but it's going to equally deny. Racing back downfield as Nerve's going to try to cut it off the 50. Not in his favor. As we can just see Hubert's trying to set something up. Over
Get under! What a shot!
There's Eugene! Already, what a play from Eugene, and we are tied.
I mean, what a great play from Eugene Bartholomew Mustard Reginald. Coming out. He had the fake of the flippers. I tried saying the entire name. It is certainly a mouthful. It doesn't even fit on the screen, quite frankly. But it was just a nice little smart play. He went underneath the ball and faked that flip reset, which at this level, you always have to respect the flip reset. And, well, they did. They respected it too much, and then he just slipped it in under and around the last man.
Yeah, always like Eugene. He ain't no Mr. Krabs, but he will be. We have to see. As it's just a tight game, and this is what the technique is always just so hard to defend. And sometimes you really do gotta respect it. As we just see what kind of miss on the whiff of the 10. As the C4 tries to make a play. No. Ball goes in towards the corner. Souls looking for some boost. Eugene go for another shot, but it's going to get missed. It's going to get denied by King Herd. As Eugene races back down towards midfield. C4 with a shot. No, it's Nerve. And Nerve is going to get the goal. And it is Puberts with a 2-1 lead.
Quite nice. I mean, look at that top bins. Just putting in rings and work here. So now we have 1:50 remaining in this first game of the first series here. So now the question is, what exactly is going to change? Now you do have a high goal pressure coming out from both teams. However, Puber's Disciples have just that little bit more. I mean, it was just a slight misplay. You had someone push up a little bit too far, and nobody was there on that back post. And, well, it's just a splash in the back of your net.
Yep, just a little too easy. They left that top part of the net wide open, and Puber's Disciples slowly finding their groove. The teamwork play over the Soul trying to get the play. There's no third man there to finish the setup. But here's Eugene with a touch, pops it in towards the air, looks for a touch, but it's going to get cut off by Right State. Right State looking to play off one player, but it's too fast and too far to make a play. 1:20 left to go. Into the corner they go. C4CG just shoots it out towards the net. Nerve one more time. Nerve gonna go for another shot, but denied once again by King Herd. We just see Right State so far playing very good defense, but they haven't had the shots just fall in their favor.
I mean, the control is quite good. You see each of them has really good mechanical control to keep it near their ball whenever they do pop it up. And it looks like Right State Rocketeers are keeping it a little bit farther away. They're holding their cards a little bit farther out, and now you have Nerve up for the shot and just putting it right in the back of the net. I mean, they're playing a tight game here, keeping their cards close to their chest. I mean, 1, 2, 3 up, and there's just nothing they can do with King Herg being the last man back. He wasn't even in the picture there.
That's about as 1-2 buckle your shoe. Just so easy. The teamwork on display as they somehow mess up on the kickoff. Nerve trying to put it towards the net, but he can't find it. Neither one can get it, and Wright State dodges a bullet as we're nearing 30 seconds. 50 sends the ball out towards midfield. Another 50 keeps it again in midfield. Now Wright State with a bit of possession just has to find the net. They have 30 seconds left to at least put up some points. They only have the one opening goal. Eugene looking to make a play, but can't find anything. Nerve look for the hat trick off the corner. Tries to get a triple off the wall. Fake one man, but not gonna get, but not with no second fake. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The second fake was not going to work on them. As the clock ticks down, it is over for game 1 for Wright State. Trying to at least put it on towards the net, and Puber's Disciples will take the first game.
That they do. And quite frankly, they didn't really have much more points than the other team here for the Wright State Rocketeers. But they were still putting on a lot more pressure that I was seeing. Better rotational value, I believe. And they were playing fundamental, but of a higher level. They're knowing when to go up for all of the balls. And they are going up for all of the balls. And they're just that slightly bit faster than the Rocketeers here. They just need to get that boost a little bit higher roll and keeping those engines purring. And they should be hopefully available to get back into this game and put the Disciples back into the Learning Center.
Yeah, I agree. And for Wright State, I mean, everything was kind of going well for them in that first couple opening minutes, getting the opening goal. But just the breakdown, and a lot of times they had, again, a lot of those shots were just not connecting, and the possession was really being stolen by Puber's Disciples. You saw them really just kind of just deny them every chance they can get. As we're into game 2, Wright State looking to bounce back to avoid getting swept in game 2. However, it's not over for them as Souls jump started already about 4 seconds out the gate. Seawood, the last man back in. Souls just between two players, just gonna splash in towards the net.
I mean, Wood just, it's such an unfortunate play of events that did happen there. I mean, nothing too horribly wrong did happen. You just got beat out by the man in his positioning, and, well, what can you do? I mean, now you have Eugene up for the ball, and from a pass from his teammate. Now, it should be rolling down, available for their team, but it's just not there for the rest of the Puber's Disciples here. But now they have control again, and they are keeping that. Just look at the control just above. But the Wright State Rocketeers are putting the pressure high, but no boost is a little bit of a concern. So just keep that in mind as this play keeps developing.
Yeah, they have no boost, and I think that is a bit of a detriment to them. They need to not try to necessarily go for a lot of shots, but try to get some boost. Have Nerve just doinks it off the crossbar. Shout out to Cody Parkey as it's 4:10 left to go. Into the corner they go. C4 tries to make the play, but he's going to get cut off by Nerve. Nerve with the assist, but tries to fed it to his teammate. The fast break going in Wright State's favor. C4 tries to make a play, tries to go up. Instead, King Herg's going to get a bump. Into the corner they go as that ball head towards Wright State side of the field. Trying to make a play, shot downfield. Very empty net. There's Eugene to cut it off. That was almost a downfield shot. Very lucky to be saved by Puberts.
Correct. Now the play's positioning a little bit differently. You have Puberts now back on the offensive. You will see right here. There we are. Eugene taking the ball, waiting for a little bit. Right now, it's just sort of back and forth boomer ball. And there's a demo and just a beaten read coming out from Seawood, evening the score to 1-1 with 3:29 remaining. I mean, you just had Nerve thinking he had it, sending it to his team, and just not enough, and Wood reading it well. That's just fundamental, baby.
Yeah, I think Souls should not have just waited in the back. That's like a quarterback throwing an interception on a screen route. Sometimes you really just have to kind of just go after that pass. And that's the thing, you know, that's the time you see a lot of players just making a lot of mistakes, and that's what caused there. As it's 3:17 to go, C4 just moves it over to King. King flies through the air, looks to maintain bit possession as C4. Eugene misses it. C4 tries to make a play, gets denied. King Kerr looking to make something. No, he's going to rotate out and get a possession. 20 men back down, trying to go for that ball as King Herg sends it over to Seawood. Seawood looks for that double tap, but there's Eugene to mess it up. 2:55 left to go. Tied 1-1 as Nerve sets it up, looks for something, can't find anyone. Souls is just gonna miss completely off the crossbar. Goes Eugene. Eugene just completely missed. And it looks like Red State might have a chance if Souls can't find it. But Nerve regain possession. Right to set something up over to Eugene. Eugene, just a little boost, doesn't have enough boost to get up there. C4 with possession into the corner, sets it up for Seawood. Oh, Seawood just misses, but the third chance effort's gonna be denied by Eugene. 3 tries, but no cigar.
What a save coming up from C4.
Another save from C4. Back and forth these two teams go.
Yes, now it's back up in the air. One man gets bumped out. Seawood clears it, but it is to the enemy team here. So now they need to play a little bit more passive. They have no boost and a little bit of a dream. Ball sent towards center. Nobody's up for it just yet, but you do have 2 enemies there. And now Nerve setting it over to his teammate. He will be able to take control of this ball, setting it up wall. He now takes his time, gets past one, off roof, tries to get past second, but just not there. Now, ball swaps priorities here. However, it's back straight in center, ready for another shot coming out. However, server health just killed that play.
Yeah, server health, we hope there's no desync, no server disconnection. Please let me be wrong about that one. As it's 1:30 to go, Nerve tries to set it up towards Souls, but is immediately gets denied. King Hurt gets immediately demoed by Nerve, another demo. It's, look at the 2v2 as we back to a full 3v3. Into the corner they go, almost nearing 60 minutes on the, 60 seconds on the clock.
I really don't want a 60-minute game here.
Yeah,
I know that you love some OT, but not that much, baby.
I'm sorry. As we're headed towards the minute, Souls into the corner. Saturate sets up for his teammate. King Heart's gonna cut it off. Souls once again with possession.
C4 up.
As we reach 1 minute remaining, 60 seconds left. Neither team has found the net so far, and the only team score. We will head to overtime. Downfield, here we go. Eugene just gonna cut it off. Souls looking to make a play, but he's not going to find the net. Over to C4, King Hurt trying to make a play, but once again gets denied. Just so far, just a stalemate defensively. None of these teams, like I say, cannot find the net.
Correct, indeed. However, there is still time. 30 seconds remaining in this game. You have Eugene setting it high center, ready for his teammate off backboard. He sends it a little bit farther out. It's a little bit of a fake coming out as well. Souls now has some time and is ready to send it center to his team, but his team just decided to rotate back. Now, they're back on the offensive. One more touch to send it center. You have last shot coming out, but it's just not there. Seawood sending it high to King. King sending it high one more time, and just one double miss. And that was incredibly close. 1 second remaining. As soon as this ball touches the ground, this round is over until OT, and it is OT. 1-1.
Well, I might as well be the king of calling for overtimes here, as King Hurt tries to chase after Nerve. Nerve tries to really end the quickest overtime we have seen so far. 7 seconds in, and Puber's Disciples is going to move on. Nerve immediately calling game.
And that they do. Puber's Disciples winning the second game 2-1, getting them ahead of the Wright State Rocketeers, sending them down to the losers bracket, where it's just rougher. Well done coming up from Puber's Disciples. They are moving on to the next round in the winners bracket, where they're going to try their best to go even farther.
Yeah, but however, for Wright State, it is not over for you guys. You do have another opportunity in the losers bracket. It's just going to be a lot tougher for you to get back up towards the back up towards the top. However, congratulations to Puber's Disciples. They are indeed moving on. What a game for both those teams. Wright State played a bit better in that second game than they did in the first one. They didn't give up many goals, but you kind of saw them really play in towards that second game and kept up with Puber's Disciples.
That they did. They were keeping up that great tempo, but unfortunately not there. They had a lot of it available. They just weren't getting the options they were looking for on the pass plays and the demos. They were cutting off some good passes that we did see on that goal there, and that was the only goal opportunity they did have, which is a little bit tragic. They did great on the defending half, but they weren't able to find those openings that they should have been able to. There's only a few things they would need to change to be able to find those openings a lot better on this exact same team. But That's something to work on, and I bet the coach, well, if there's a coach. I'm not exactly sure how these things go. I believe they do have coaches up at these levels, and I really hope they do work on this and come back next week or a week after, or a week after, or a week after. Why not?
Yeah. And, this is probably going to be sitting in the back of the minds for a kind of a long while, kind of figure out what did we do wrong, because you kind of saw during that game, that first game, Pupil Disciple kind of controlled much of the possession, and Wright State, besides that opening goal, really did not have a lot to kind of control the flow of the game. But in that second game, they sort of had a lot of things going for them, a lot of chance to put the ball in towards the net very much, but just could not find it, as Pupil Disciples really just got lucky on that play. There's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of overcommitments. As it is what it is. That's how it is. As right now, like I said, People's Disciples, they move on. They're going to take on Wash Trash Cans in winners round 2. So that's going to be an exciting game to see.
Correct indeed. But foreseeing stuff, we'll be taking it to a short break while we do prep up for the next game. Don't go anywhere. Don't get too excited, or do if you want to. Don't listen to me. I'm just a caster. We will be right back. See you all real soon, ladies and gentlemen.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rocket Rush Week 3, ladies and gentlemen. We got another matchup for you. It's the Tree Dogs taking on Los Politos. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty exciting first game, but let's see how this game turns out. Looking at their roster, Los Politos has Slayer, Yoshi, and SV. For Tree Dogs is Unknown, Zombo, Taco, Ozzy, Mesholo, and It's Blue. So I'm pretty sure these could be just alternate players for the Tree Dogs.
Certainly could be, but as always, what's on the menu? Nothing's on the menu. You should know that. The menu right here, we have first up, Team Silence with 22 points. Played up. No, Los Politos was not on there.
No,
however, they could be after they win everything. Yeah. It's not Taco Bell. I was munching on vitamins. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to be a healthy boy.
Were they Flintstone gummies?
They were not Flintstone gummies. They were beet gummies. Apparently good for your heart.
Oh. But back to what we were talking about. Yeah, so the Tree Dogs, we haven't really...
Don't lie. Don't doubt me.
No one was doubting you. I'll say that.
They are. And the other option is milk. I finished it. There's no Baja Blast.
Yeah. Looking at the chat right now, they're saying lies, but the evidence is pretty much on display. He was not lying. He was not lying for that. But Wacky, what did you think of that first game?
It was certainly an entertaining game. Like, it was back and forth. However, we did have the college team that was on their back foot the entire time. They were missing a lot of the things that, quite frankly, yes, casual milk. I do have some chocolate milk that I will be having soon as well, which will also make these games a lot more exciting. What a shot coming down as well from Uzi Macro. I mean, milk, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it does for you.
As they say, Aussie. For that shot, as Ozzy Macro gets the opening goal for the Tree Dogs. 1-0, 4:51 left to go in the game. As let's see what they can do as Ozzy Macro tries to at least make, but he's just not going to have footing. Yashi is not going to get a shot off. He's going to get denied by It's Blue. As we see Slayer trying to cut it off, but he's going to get instantly cut off once again. Over to Slayer. Slayer with a bit of a misread for a line bit, but Unknown Zombo's going to get cut off. Back and forth they go. It's Blue with possession. Over to Zombo. Zombo trying to put it on towards the net, but he's a bit off target. As you can see, It's Blue tries to get a shot off, but can't find anything. The Tree Dogs playing a bit of pressure so far. Caught off once again.
One more!
But denied by Slayer. Zombo with another chance. Another save by Yashi.
This could be in. SV just puts it in. I mean, that's just a great cut reading across the board. I mean, you had great clear coming out from Yoshi, and that's just overcommits coming out. That is a very big issue I do have. You cannot do that. I mean, all three of you come back at the exact same time with no boost. That is a big no-no in my book. And by the way, Iron Bat and Tai Chi-Chu, you both are liars and frauds for defrauding milk and saying it's a bad thing when you both had it, but SV scores into the back of the net with Los Politos.
Another goal for Los Politos. SV, the technique off the roof.
Tai
and just
Chi-Chu, I'm sorry.
Just incredible. My goodness. Los Politos slowly finding their groove here in game one. A best of three, ladies and gentlemen. As you get ready for another kickoff, Yashi's going to win it again, but Zombo's going to cut it off, passing towards the air. Tries to at least get that 50, but it's not going to be denied. Slayer running around with minimal boost. That's the name of the game so far, is lots of these players just not using their boost properly. Sometimes they want to go for
and
everything.
There's a shot from SV. Oh, what a save!
What a save!
But it doesn't matter. Yoshi.
Yashi.
Oh, my. Oh, yeah. Yoshi's copyrighted. Can't say that. Yashi with a great finishing shot. But that was an incredible save coming out from It's Blue 0. I mean, that was about as close as it could get as a save there. Well done. And there's another shot to almost even the score. 2-3. I mean, the three dogs with 2 goals right there. They have a lot more room for this game to be going. I'm pretty sure we're at about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, give or take, remaining in this game. So there's a lot of time for these things to be happening here, and it is to be excited for.
Yeah, back and forth we go. 3:33 left to go on the clock as Ozzy Macro looks to set up his teammate over to his teammate, over to Blue. Blue not going to pop it to the air. It's going to get caught off by SV. SV puts it into the corner as Yossi tries to fly to the air, looks for that double tag. Going to get to the boo, but he is not going to be denied. It's Slayer once again. SV, he does not have a third man back there. And Yossi's going to have to rotate out to get some positioning. Ozzy gonna try to cut it off, but he's gonna have to rotate out himself. Slayer, fast break downfield over to Zombo. Zombo's gonna send it downfield with the 50 as it gets caught off once again. Just back and forth, looking for them passes. The open window lanes just equally getting shut down. Ozzy Macro, both players going up for it. Not a good idea as Macro tries to set it up. Can he follow through? No, he cannot. Back and forth they go over to Zombo. Zombo tries to fly to the air. Gets caught off by Slayer. The 50 not in his favor. Into the corner they go. Macro once again puts it into the corner. Down on the field. Y'all see what a chance on a play. It denied by Macro. Macro once again, these teams finding some way. The Tree Dogs are going to have to at least try to put it towards the net. Time is still on their side if they can. But once again, Los Puitos is just cutting them off.
Correct. I do see a little bit of concern on the side of the Tree Dogs outside of getting scored on right there from Yoshi. I mean, you do see they have a lot of synergy playing with each other, but it just seems they miss the fundamentals of the game just a wee bit. They tend to be overcommit a very good chunk. And while it's not exactly horrible, as long as you score. And with their synergy, it's really good. Just unfortunately, I mean, you just had 3 members rotate on the exact same side of the ball there. That's just not good fundamentals, and it'll 100% catch you up, especially against these incredible teams that we do have running up later on. Which is interesting nonetheless. And by the way, is this your friend that we have playing?
I don't even know.
Or was it Ralph that was playing? I remember we had one man that we wanted to watch. And what a great shot coming out from Yoshi once again.
Oh, Yoshi, once again, proving that even with the...
No, okay, well, Shadow from Kent State is who I was talking about. Wow, look at production, knowing what they're talking about. Great stuff.
Production coming in plus is Yoshi's proven that even with Nintendo breathing down his throat, he still will not be denied. As SV is gonna try and set it up, gonna get instantly denied. Macro tries to set something up, but is gonna get denied by Slayer. As we're just nearing the 1 minute mark left to go in the game. Los Puitos once again just applying a bit of the pressure, and as you said, the fundamentals are surely not clicking with the Tree Dogs. They have a lot of people rotating on the same side and just going out for shots. As Slayer tries to pop it towards the end, over to SV, and SV finds the hat trick. And it's 6-2 with 59 seconds left to go. And Murder She Wrote, this one is all wrapped up.
Correct, indeed. At least this first game more than likely is. I mean, it is possible to score 4 goals in a minute. Just very rare. Los Puitos is playing it incredibly well. The pressure is just much, much higher because their fundamentals are just that slight chunk better. And they have great understanding as a team. I don't believe they have nearly as good of an understanding as the Tree Dogs here. Because they have great, usability together, just like that. They understand each other, but they don't understand the game just as much. They are certainly missing just that small little tidbit, but that tidbit is a lot in this level of gameplay.
Yeah, and as you saw there, just a little miscommunication from Los Puitos. Just not enough time to get back down there, and that led to the open goal. 41 seconds left, not a lot of time to make a comeback, but you can do something. Those shots really connect. That was a shot that could have connected, but it blew just a bit off target. Tree Dogs down 3 goals, 30 seconds left. They are going to need a miracle if they want to tie this game up. 50 does not go in their favor. Still racing downfield. Slayer with a touch pops up and over. It's blue and in towards the Tree Dog side of the field. And back and forth they go. 15 seconds left. Macro racing downfield, puts it in towards the corner. Is going to try and back it off. There's Zombo, tries to make a play, but he's not back down there. And it looks like Los Pueblitos is going to take game one if something does not happen as that ball hits the turf. And Los Pueblitos is going to take the first game by a score of 6-3.
Yes, indeed. Los Pueblitos played that game incredibly well. They had the higher tempo and pressure, and it just put the Tree Dogs on their back foot. The way the Tree Dogs are to get back into this game is to put the game in their hands. They cannot play by the Pueblitos standards here. They need to secure the game. Basically, the only way to do that is up the tempo and make sure you aren't double committing and making sure boost and demos are in great succession. So you just need to keep on rolling that through and through and through. And then as long as you have that tempo, which can be secured exactly like I was saying, you can get through. However, the Chickens are playing incredibly well.
Yeah, indeed they are. And as for the Tree Dogs, you know, the fundamentals, I think, were a bit lagging in the department. While this team does have synergy playing with each other, is that fundamentals just starts to drip. A lot of them started rotating towards the same side. A lot of double commits you saw there. Two players going up exactly for the ball. There's not a lot of call-outs, you know, saying like, hey, I got this. Hey, you know, I need you to be in mid for that matter, for that play. And I think that's what allowed him to just not be in sync that game. And that's what Los Pueblitos did, is kind of caught them lacking. So in this second game, the Tree Dogs are going to have to tighten up that communication if they want to at least just tie the series up. As we started off with the kickoff, Zombo is going to pop it into the air over to Slayer. Slayer try to maneuver around up and over, but it's going to be denied as we get a demo. And Zombo tries to put it on towards the net, but Slayer with an incredible save. Tries to do it himself. As Yashi tries to make a play, gets denied once more. As we just see Zombo tries to get with boost he has. He's got about 57 boost down to 41 and just gets read like a book.
Yes, however, that book is getting up a higher and higher reading level as this game does go on. They're starting to understand the other team's play, and we do see it is a lot tighter compared to last game, especially at this point in the game. And look at that shot coming out from It's Blue. Great trap coming out, and from his teammate as well. You had that small little touch from Uzi, which threw Slayer off, and then that touch from It's Blue, sending it towards center, threw SV off his groove there, and he just didn't have the time to respond with a nice little finisher to the bottom left of the net. We have 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this game, so a lot can happen, and, well, It's Blue decides to go flying.
Yeah, and this is what is set back downfield, and Yassi is going to put it towards the net even when demoed. He still finds it in. Watch this one more time. He gets speared like Roman Reigns and just puts it towards the net. Says, I'm still scoring this whether you stop me or not. And it's tied up with 4:13 left to go as Tree Dogs once again is going to get the kickoff. Zombo is going to meet them once more. In the air goes Yassi. Yassi is trying to at least set something up for his teammate, but gets caught off by Uzi. Uzi back down on the field. Los Pueblitos going to cut it off. And just so much back and forth between these two teams.
Yes. And look at that shot coming out from SV. He got under 1 and 2, but it just wasn't enough there. Uzi Macro setting it up the field to his teammate. Redirects it off to the side, but no teammate is there for the finish. Right now, it looks like both teams are just setting 2 people up at a time, and it's just not enough at this level. You have to put all 3 rotating back and forth in quick succession to be able to get these good goals that you would be looking for. So now, the ball's rolling forward. Blue up in the air, sending it to himself, and just forwarding that ball, but it's just gone. Right now, no real plays will happen until a great secure, because right now it's just boomer ball, boomer ball, boomer ball, and a shot attempt getting blocked as well. This will probably be happening for the next few minutes until someone decides to try and secure it, and there's Yoshi. Few minutes. I'm trying to tempt fate, and it absolutely got tempted and decided to put it to the back of the net with a copyright case.
Yeah, and right there, Yassi just completely slammed it in towards the net, and this is where it's going to be on the chance of just trying to at least make a bit of mistakes if they can. And that's going to be the name of the game, trying to catch opponents lacking and just seeing them make mistakes. And so far, it's been tight defense for the Tree Dogs, even though they're giving up 2 goals. They still played a bit better than they did in that first game. As it's 2:50 left to go on the clock, battle out into the corner. Yossi tries to boom it downfield. Yes, he will. In the corner, they goes get caught off by Blue. Blue sends it down to Slayer. Not what he would intend it over to Yossi. Yossi's gonna try to put it on the net. It's gonna get denied. SV one more time. SV can put it towards the net. No, Yossi with a chance, but he's going to miss as well. They might get the second effort. Ball very in towards the net, but Zombo is going to clear it. But Slayer's going to put it right back towards their side of the field. Very missed attempts from the Tree Dogs. They can't find anything as this Blue tries to fly to the air, sends it over to Zombo. Zombo into the corner, flies the wall, flies to the air, tries to pinch it off the wall, pops it in towards the air, but SV is going to read him like it's yesterday. Macro with no boost, empty net, but denied by Zombo.
Yes. Now this is a little rough. You have 3 members of your own team here sitting up. What a save coming out, Slayer. 1 touch, straight down, just gone. Yoshi, 1 more touch, sending center. He's got the boost, so does his teammate. His teammate is up, sends it down, goes for a redirect, and it's just into the back of the net, making it 3-1 to the favor of the Chickens.
Yes, you just really can't. I mean, it's a tough thing to stop. Watch SV tries to make a play. Zombo was just too far back. He was way too deep into his net. He tried to do a little bit of technique, and I saw what he was doing there, but just way too slow on it, and it ended up being a goal for Los Cojitos. Now, this is looking a bit dreary for them. However, they're down 2 goals. Time still on their side. They have to at least come up with something, as Slayer might have sent it to their doom with that touch, but they're going to get it back. Zombo pops into the air, gets credit. After he gets met with a demo, as Yossi tries to send it, tries to get a shot going. SV tries to put it on in the net, but gets denied by Macro. Macro rides the wall, makes a player miss, and Slayer with a reverse bump. Can he do it? Yes, he will. Over to Blue. Blue tries to make a play. Shot on the way. Yossi tries to get it, and he will. Yossi. And it's 4-1 in favor of the Chickens.
I mean, this is a great play coming out from Yoshi. A unfortunate read coming out from 2 members of the blue team here. The 3 dogs. And, well, the dogs were barking. And, well, the leash is here. The leash is the Chickens.
Yeah, the Chickens have been putting a leash on the dogs. As you can just see, I know someone said in the chat, will the Chickens continue to cook? It looks like they are continuing to cook the Tree Dogs as Zombo tries to set something up, but Slayer is going to immediately deny. Slayer once again tries to set up a play, but Zombo is there night and day, ready to play like a book. Evades 1 man, but Macro is going to try to set his team up. Blue rushing downfield, tries to set something up all the way into the corner they go. Blue tries to make a play. Slayer, risky touch, but it does pay off. 30 seconds left to go in the game. Unknown Zombo pops it in towards the air. It's going to get met by SV. It's Blue with a chance, but can't secure for nothing. Blue rushing in towards the corner. Macro pops it into the air. It's going to be met by SV.
Oh,
very empty net. And that will seal the deal as the Chickens continue to cook.
That they do. I mean, this is just a misplay coming out from the Tree Dogs here. They're playing too far apart in that situation. You need to be layered. You know, 1 man on the wall ready for that ball. Obviously, there's a very high chance he does miss. 2nd man on the floor somewhere near behind him ready for that miss. And then you always have that last man available for just in case that ball gets absolutely punted. That is just the fundamentals of Threes Rocket League. And unfortunately, it looks like the Tree Dogs are just barking up the wrong tree.
Indeed, they are, as the Chickens cook them 2-0 in this series, a score of 5-1, as Los Cojitos will move on.
That they do. The Chickens are not clucking around here. They are putting in a great performance. 0-2, well, 2-1 versus the Tree Dogs, which quite frankly is a good team. The only issue was obviously a little bit of misplays coming out, and I assume miscommunication, because once you do start getting down in the game, you do get a little bit annoyed, angered, and you start playing a little bit crappier. But well done coming out from Los Politos, playing incredibly well this game.
Yeah, the team was on display, and that was the kind of the theme you kind of saw. Those Pawitos really kind of playing with a lot of teamwork, setting their teammates up with a lot of chances on net and making them fall. And you saw the Tree Dogs as the time was ticking away, they really weren't like connecting with each other. It was almost really like that they couldn't just communicate well. They were way too far apart, double committing, and in trios Rocket League, you really can't have mistakes like that. You really got to be in sync in order for plays like that to succeed.
Correct indeed. And it looks like the Tree Dogs just didn't have that bite in them. For that, they will be going to the losers bracket where they obviously can make a comeback, but it is incredibly difficult. But for this next game, we have Team Goob versus the champion 2021 Vandal. Both teams have made it this far, so they do have a minimum level of skill that I am expecting here, and it should be entertaining nonetheless. So apparently, champion 2021 Vandal is part Team Silenced. I don't know what part. I don't know the amount. 1/3 Resinal and Lev. 2/3?
So
if my math is right?
Yeah, two-thirds of Team Silence. So champions as Vandal is gonna have a high shield of fire. They're gonna be the target on their back. As Resinal as production says, we're gonna go right into this.
Why not?
We're not
Let's do it.
time. We're ready to go.
We don't deserve breaks. We don't have a union. Let's do it. Yes. We're so excited here.
Breaks do not exist with us.
Unions aren't real. They can't hurt you. Yeah. We stand without unions. Ain't that right, Jonesy? I love pay. We're messing with you, everyone. Jonesy's also probably docking my pay in the background. I'm kidding. We don't get paid. We're here for the fun of it. And we love it. Oh, Tai Choo Choo is unionizing right now. Very nice, Choo Choo. And we are excited for this next game. And we are straight in it, where we have Period versus with Surreal Dog and Secure. And we got Lev, Resinal, and Scythe on Team Champion 2021 Vandal here.
Yeah, and as we said, Vandal is part Team Slime with this Resinal and Lev and
Wow.
Scythe as well. So this is going to be a powerhouse team to look after for. I think the dot might be bloodless if I'm correct. I think the Period is bloodless on that play. So that player with the dot might be bloodless. We hopefully, as production does confirm that. Thank you, Ben. As we just see Vandal tries to set something up. Surreal Dog is going to try to make a play, but Resinal, like the boss he is, just going to read it like it's yesterday. And this is the thing. Team Silence is no joke. They have top-tier SSO players on that team. That is a squad you do not want to go up against.
Correct, indeed. Right now, both teams are feeling each other out and figuring out what's going to slide, what won't slide, what will go through. It's sort of just a back and forth, not even consciously thinking about the trade-offs. Just they are subconsciously remembering how these people play, how they take their 50s, how they like taking other shots, and where they like applying pressure. It is all subconscious work, but at this level of play, it is done automatically and auto-magically, ladies and gentlemen. And it is entertaining, to say the least. Surreal Dog trying to make it through, but it just gets read out by Scythe. Period up in the air. I don't remember the actual name. I will just keep calling him Period because I have a horrible memory, ladies and gentlemen.
I do. Well, but you can just see Butler tries to chase after the ball, tries to set something up, but he's not going to find it. Off the double tap, over to Surreal Dog. Surreal Dog is not going to be beat. He's going to get beat on that play. Over to Secure. Resin tries to pop it towards the air.
Lev!
And Lev in the corner. And Vandal up on the board.
That they are, with a nice little 60-mile-per-hour shot and dinker to the top of the net there. Scooby-Doo's looking around like, what happened? However, I can let you know that it was just a nice little team play bouncing around. And finally, a goal did go in after a little bit of discovery and possibly just a little bit of mystery machines. One shot off back net, and it's just gone and sent. Lev, up in the air. Controls it well. 50 boost, flip reset, tries to get a pass and doesn't get the redirect off that back wall, but it did get sent to his teammate, and now it is going to Mars, ladies and gentlemen.
That ball is being sent straight to Mars, past the moon, as Butler's trying to chase after it. this is Team was gonna have to at least put up something, but they are playing very good defense. But even though they allowed the one goal, they still have time left on the clock. Secure tries to look for his teammate. Lev is gonna cut it off as Lev flies to the air off the wall, tries to get up and over. Butler is gonna read it. Got 28 boosts left. Empty net. Resino, can he get there? He's gonna try to make a play. Cut on the way. Resino with the save. That is a top tier play from a top tier player.
Correct indeed. 2 people up on the side of Team Goob. Nothing to be too horribly concerned about, especially in a situation where you're getting shot on like that. All right, ball going through to Secure. Secure tries it, and it's just not locked into the back of the net. Unfortunately, it was a close play nonetheless. Now, Sight setting at center. Straight to Secure. He does have a demo man on his back, so it does get sent. Period setting it back to Real Dog, and now it is up, ready. 2 men up to receive that, which is a big concern coming out from Vandal here. And it looks like it's just going to roll through, and you know, shots are going to be going off, back, forth. You have Period trying to send it through, but it's just gone, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just going so far. The pressure being on Vandal right now, you can just see Team Goop trying to at least put a bit of pressure, but Resino is just reading it like it's nothing. He is going through players left and right, juking them as if they're just rookies on the field. Sight tries to go off the double tap. Resino with a shot,
save.
But there's a save by Bloodless. Bloodless trying to rush back left. Boss through the air, gets bumped, and it's Sight making his presence known, and Vandal scores another one with 1:10 left to go.
That they do. Incredible, nonetheless, on that game there. So, now, it is 0-2 with 1:10 remaining. Team Goob has an opportunity to goob it up and get this win. However, I am a little bit concerned. Flick coming out, goes high. Lev clears, straight to Scythe. One more would be able to do it and put it into the back of the net, but looks like it's just not there. Surreal Dog keeping it on his corner. Setting it down to Secure, and he shoots it! Securing a fantastic goal with 51 seconds remaining, and a good feeling there. Well done.
Yeah, Lev tries to get in that last, like I said, just a really tough shot to defend. Not much you can do unless you can pretty much predict where the ball's going to go in towards the net. But Team Goob now showing signs of life as Watless tries to pop it towards the air. Lev's going to try to read him, but there is Resino again with the save, second chance effort. And ladies and gentlemen, we are tied as it's Secure with the save. Watch this one more time. Resino thought he had it, but Secure says, nah, son.
That they do. But just like that, in 20 seconds, the score has been equalized, making it 2-2. And I'm loving to see the Goobers here. Now, Lev shooting the ball. He's just above it, and we'll just be redirected into the net. As soon as I do say something, those Scooby-Doo eyes are looking about for a goal, and they most certainly do. Kenzo, why did you type OT in the chat?
Oh, don't worry about it. Dude, don't worry about it, as we could just see that shot, you know, there's nobody back towards the net. So really, you really gotta just feel bad. You know, there was a chance to make a play, but with no man back down there, you get plays like that. 20 seconds left, shot on the way, Secure it with the save, off the crossbar, not gonna find anything, as it's 15 seconds left, Secure with a dribble, tries to juke around sides, shot on the way, 10 seconds, gonna get the nice Secure with another chance, but off the crossbars they go. That was probably their last chance to put it towards the net, unless they have something in the tank. 1 second left, that's Butler flies through the air, very empty net, size misses on there, so Real Dog can't get it there. Oh, but Vandal stays alive to hang on a score of 3-2 as they take game one.
That they do. Incredible, incredible work there coming out from Vandal. Great game one. We do still have a game two, as long as, you know, nothing happens, of course. It was a great game, a good back and forth. You just had Vandal. They were having that tidbit more pressure. However, Team Goob were able to get back on it. I mean, where they were down 2, then they put 1, then the second in the back of the net, but lost that as soon as it evened up.
Yeah, and you just saw Goob. I mean, letting that empty net go during that last play kind of really sealed the deal for that. That's why you always got to have that third man back there in case of stuff
Mhm.
like that. Because once that ball comes towards your way, you got to be lightning quick to get back down there. But the last chance, second effort, they just had a bit more time. That ball would have easily gone in towards the net. As Scythe, he missed that last one, so that was an opportunity to at least put that ball in towards the net. As we get into game two, a chance for Team Goo to tie it up. So far, we have had no game three in this series. It's just been
Don't
two
tempt
sweeps
it.
across the board.
Don't
Yeah,
tempt
you
it.
are right. Yeah, you are right. I for some reason am just I manifest stuff happening. I have no idea why, but I managed to do as secure.
I say we bring back the witch trials. Tie some rocks around your waist, and if you swim, you're a witch. If you don't, you're not. Uh-oh. But honestly, great goal coming out from Bloodless there, whose name has actually been updated because he's no longer a period. Period. I am so
And
sorry.
as we see Team Goo finally up on the board and with the lead for the first time in this game, as Lev rushes back down first to put on there. He's got a teammate
Wow,
in the
great
net,
evening.
and Resinold, like the pro he is going to put in towards the net, and it is tied up.
That it is. Great read coming out from Resinol, and Scythe for setting it that way and calling all the opposition there, making it 1-1 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. There's a lot of time for some fun things to happen, except Scythe just gets reaped.
He just gets absolutely demoed. No
Sorry.
anything from him, but he does respawn. As we just see Butler tries to pop to the air, tries to at least put some pressure on to Vandal. Vandal, like I said, they do have them pro players. They have Resinald and Lev, so that's going to be the things they have to target, at least get a demo going to try and get some sort of advantage as Lev races back downfield, tries to set it up for his teammate.
Tries to go
Very risky
psycho,
play.
honestly.
Yeah.
A risky psycho choice, which quite frankly is very nice when it happens. However, at this level, it doesn't really happen. This is the level where they can pull it off incredibly easily. It's just more expected nowadays.
Yeah, and it was a risky play from Scythe, but one that did pay off for a little bit as Bloodlust tries to go for a shot. Scythe gets credited with the save, secure up and over. Not the touch he was looking for. Bloodlust with a shot, but there's Reginald with a save, keeping it a tied ball game as Lev. Oh, Scythe's gonna go for that. Lev just says, let me handle that one for you, buddy. And Reginald pops in towards the air, looks to do it himself, tries to put it in towards the net, but it gets denied by Surreal Dog. A great save for him, but Reginald will not be denied once more. Goes for another shot, gets denied once again. Rando once again applying a bit of the pressure as this time it's Bloodlust. Tries to send it over to his teammate, but gets cut off by Reginald. Reginald is saying, I've been around the block, buddy. I know what you're trying to do.
And there's also another way to say that because he knows a thing or two, because he's seen a thing or two. Officially our sponsor in 17 years. Trust me, it'll happen, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully. Surreal Dog sending that ball forward and just gets absolutely read out. Now, it's a little bit of a waiting game for someone to cross it in one way, shape, or form. Bloodless. He's taking his time. Sends to his teammate. It was almost a pinch, but guess what? It's actually a blinch. It is a failed pinch. Now, you have Bloodless controlling the ball incredibly well. Scythe. They're secure up in the air. Controlling it well. Over to Bloodless. Bloodless is ready for the shot, but 3 members of the team Vandal here just saved it incredibly easily.
Yeah, they just say that they went for that double team assist, but it's not going to play as Scythe just reaped someone with a demo, the 2v3 in favor of the Vandals, and they looking to at least try to get something up. Scythe sends it downfield, hoping over to Resinald. No, it's Bloodless. Bloodless going to try to cut it off. Still, no goals have fallen in the last 2 minutes as we are reaching past the 150 mark, as it's a battle out in Vandal side of the field. Up and over, secured they go. Surreal Dog gets credit with the save as Scythe tries to at least set something up. Surreal Dog with no boost, but a chance to make a play. Resinald with a shot, but it gets denied by Team Goob. Lev once again tries to set something up for his teammate, and they put it in towards the net. No, gets denied once again, and Vandal once again is just applying so much pressure, but they can't seem to find the net as the time slowly takes away the assist, the pinch. Now nothing there as Secure pops it once more into the air. Resino sends it in towards the corner. Secure race it back down towards Food as the Real Dog gets a touch. It's going to be touched by Scythe. As 1 minute remaining on the clock, if both these teams do not score, this game will head to overtime as Scythe puts it in towards the air over to Resino. Resino can't find the net, and these teams slowly showing their defensive capabilities.
That they are. What a carry from Lev, just to put them above the enemies here. I mean, you had the flip, and 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. Ooh. How many touches does it take to get to the center of the enemy goal? Apparently 4 is the answer, and it was incredible nonetheless. 40 seconds remaining to even this score up and possibly even get ahead. And it looks like that is the case, evening the score to 2-2 with 37 seconds remaining. So 3 seconds to even the score.
Yeah, look at this. Just a really messed up play on the kickoff. Tried to make a play, but easily just got red. And Team Goob is going to tie it up with 37 seconds left. This is a chance for Team Goob to at least get a shot to take the lead as they have before to tie this series up. What was 30 seconds left on the clock. Lev tries to make a play, but he is going to get a 50 from Surreal Dog. Surreal Dog has to set a play as Riddle sends it downfield. He will be over to Scythe. Scythe tries to get the double tap on his way, but it's going to get met, but Lev might have just clutched it up with 16 seconds left.
That he does, but keep in mind, a goal happened in 4. There is a lot of room for some things to happen for Team Goob. However, I guarantee you they're not in the best of mental states right now. Scythe up in the air. Flip resets. Pinches it down. Tries to just set it bottom of the net. But it's just gone. Now, this is a big concern coming out from Vandal. Resinal up in the air. Redirects it so the enemy doesn't get a good touch. Secure shooting edge on target. And Scythe with a great save. Dropping her down and ending this series to the favor of the Vandals.
And much like we expected, with two parts of Solace Path of Team Silence, it was pretty much a clear-cut winner who was going to win that one, as the Vandal is moving on. A heartbreak for Team Goob, played very well, but was going to be denied. However, it's not over for Team Goob. They'll be going down to the lower bracket with a chance at redemption. As for the Vandal, you guys are moving on to face the winner of effectively. You'll play Black Flash. They'll play Black Flash. So Vandal is going to have more competition to go up against.
Correct, indeed. I'm excited to see how far they do get into this series, but now we're just waiting for the next game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. As we are going to head towards the break. Stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Rocket Rush.
Come on, we got 15 seconds on the clock.
15 seconds.
it's time to launch an all-new season of Rocket Rush.
Played as well over the defense and
Will it be a goal? Oh, it's going to help the court.
Consistent Rocket League competition with no long-term commitment.
Rocket Rush weekly, a second week.
To the third iteration.
Week 4, 5, 6.
The 7th
week, number 8, 9.
Rocket Rush 10.
Each season will consist of 10 weeks. Don't worry, the $100 prize pool will not be going anywhere. During those 10 weeks, the top 16 teams,
Valley Esports Red,
Tokyo United,
Banana Lovers,
it's Calgary,
Zave Esports,
Team Silence,
Zave Academy,
Banag,
Portuguese Bim Bam
get points based on their performance. The later we are in the season, the more points you will get per placement. The top 6 teams by the end will get a free invite to the final event of the season. May 2nd, an open double-elimination tournament to determine 2 wildcards that will be joining the 6 already invited teams. And then on May 3rd, a single-elimination best-of-7 tournament where the winner will claim the $500 prize pool and their name engraved in Rocket Rush history. Do you have what it takes to be a champion? Why don't we find out?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to week 3 of Rocket Rush. Ladies and gentlemen, we got another game for you. It's G2C is Crack versus Monkey Men. An excellent game we had the last time around, ladies and gentlemen. But now we have this game here, and see, it is winners quarterfinal. So the winner of this to the winners semi-final. But before that, we gotta take one more chance to shout out our sponsor, Esports. This is, or Esport, I'm sorry. Remember, this is a program that pretty much combines your passion for gaming with a higher education. 25 games, 700 universities, 100% placement partner with 25 collegiate esports programs. International student placement agency, requires no cost or commitment, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to further your passion for gaming, then sign up for. Oh, I might be. Oh, him. As we are. I hope I'm not muted.
You're not muted in Discord.
Oh, thank you. I'm not muted in Discord. I apologize.
Well, good. Well, I was the only man hearing it twice. Well, a few others that are in the vicinity. Oh, well, there you go. You had Iron Bat letting you know a little bit. I just choose to ignore her just a wee bit. Well, not for any rude reason. I just love paying too much attention to you, Kenzo. So this should be a great game here. We have G2C is Crack versus the Monkey Men. Both of them have gotten pretty far into this series here. So I'm quite excited to see how they do play this. I apologize, Bat. I'm sorry. Oh, I think... Oh, I'm lagging every 5 seconds. God dang it. Hold up. I'm fixing it, but we can still talk.
Yeah.
For some reason.
But as we said before, this is between these two teams, it's always just a back and forth to figure out. As G2C is Crack, and looking at their roster for just a bit of a moment, they have for Monkey Man, it's Space, Carf, Asuti, and Chipahua. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Remember, we are not good with names. Do not come after us. As we have G2C.
Come after us. It's his fault. Blame him.
Okay. All right, whatever.
These names are hard.
as its Secret Dane, Jason as Frigid. I think Jason has played in Rocket Rush before, if I'm correct. He did play on another team, so hoping to see Jason again. It's been a long time since we have seen him.
That is true. I'm excited to see him make his comeback here. But the real question is, how is this game going to play out? We certainly can see very similar to the other games, but I like to think these teams do have a tighter grip on their tempo and are able to control it a little bit more freely, but I wouldn't also be surprised if we do see some of the exact same gaps we have been seeing a little bit earlier. So we have Domi Beast, Frigid, and Schmeekrit on G2C is Cracked, and where we have Acuity, Base, and Carved Artist on the side of Monkey Men. And look at the shot coming out from Secrets.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Secret immediately. I see what you're doing. As Secret just outmaneuvers them. Base can't get there in the back of time. Of once again a very tough shot to defend. And G2C is Cracked. Already up 1-0 with just 4:52 left to go on the clock as Frigid pops in towards the air. As Carr tries to stop that momentum, he will. Parks the bus just a little bit on there, and it's back down for as Equity tries to pop it towards the net's gonna get shut out by Dom. Dom sends it way downfield. See if that was Frigid who sent it downfield. As Equity pops it towards the air, little stops to send it over to Base. The teamwork on display, but Base is going to get demoed immediately as Dom tries to match it up with there. Instead, just gets the bump. Secret with possession, tries to set it over for his teammate. He backed off for a little bit, thought his team was gonna clean up the work there. But no dice there. Frigid with the touch.
What a shot, Frigid!
Ooh! And what a shot indeed from Frigid. Not sure what happened there. I thought that was going to get saved, but looking at the replay here, oh, it's just all the Equity tried. It was just a very awkward touch.
It was, how some would say, an ice cold shot coming out. Just to the bottom of the, just to that top little bin there, putting that pressure up. Now, Frigid flicks past one, gets absolutely murdered. Now, you have Secret taking this, sending towards center. You have Frigid up in the air for a nice shot, and gets saved quite well. Domi sends it center, out to Secret, which is no secret here. Up, and just gets absolutely demolished. Domi sends it to Frigid, and now there is some control again. I mean, you have G2C as cracked, basically controlling the ball the entire game so far for the entire minute and 25 seconds this game has been going. They have almost had control for that entire time.
Indeed, they have. Just the momentum is on their side with a 2-0 lead with 3:26 just left to go on the clock. As Base gets another demo, but it has not stopped. It has not stopped the Monkey Men from at least trying to put it in towards the net. We seem to make a play. No, Carve is trying to rush it downfield. Frigid is gonna cut it off. Up and over the net a bit too high as Frigid backs off to get some boost. Dom, bit of a parasite, just gonna meet the player. Yes, he will. Into the corner they go. As Carr once again with a touch. Secret tries to set something up over to Frigid. Frigid with as little boost he can, but no man back there to make a play. Secret is gonna try to rotate field, looking to make a play. Over to Frigid. Frigid is gonna get a demo. And so far, G2C is just throwing out the demos. I haven't seen anything so far from Monkey Men. A bit on the offensive side, they haven't had anything. Speaking of offensively, Base would attempt the shot, but just gets denied.
So, Monkey Men is on a lot more defensive here. I mean, look at that shot coming out from Secret. It's a textbook fundamental shot. You have control up in the air. Gets past two, and just controls it well, and gets that final little touch that Acuity didn't math out there. Or Equity.
Yeah.
So, from there, Monkey Men, what's happening with them is they're playing a little bit too sparse. You see, I mean, as the games we were seeing earlier, they're playing too on top of each other. And G2C is cracked, is just controlling the tempo. Look at the positioning of G2C. One man directly behind, one man center, farther behind the next. It is perfect fundamentals and great rotational speed is available for them. Now, Domi Beast sends it center, gets one more tap, and guess what? That's just in net.
Yep, and it
Beautiful.
looks like the route is on. As, like you said, just the fundamentals on display, having 1-2 punch combination. Domi really coming in with just a light touch, coming in at 26 miles per hour. And Monkey Men really losing the momentum. They haven't had anything go their way. And they're playing a bit sparse, like you said, just a bit too spacious. Not a lot. As Secret is going to cut it off. Pops in the air, flies through the air. Looks for a one man. Looks to get the double tap. But it's a bit off target. Frigid with another chance. But Frigid does not have the momentum. He, however, is going to go for a second chance. But just gets bumped out of the way. Over to Domi with the empty net. Equity with the save as that ball races towards their side of the field. Another touch by Base with an attempt. It just gets read like a book. G2C still hanging on to a 4-goal lead. There's an attempt, but it's just Miss Monkey Man has still yet to found the net.
That they have not, and a great touch coming out from Secret. Now, one more man up in the air. Flip reset available. Frigid gets great reading across, and it's just sent. A possible kill coming out from Domi Beast, but he's just not animalistic enough for that. Frigid mercs one. He's taking his time. Look at the fake. He's got no boost and is playing it exactly as he should, making the enemy think he does, and just playing his game. Now, ball's up and across. A little bit of a psycho coming. Tommy Beast sends it forward. Secret will be there. And it's just not going through. I mean, G2C is correct. Isn't too horribly worried about it. They have 30 seconds left in this game, and they are up by 4. This is a great position for them, and I'm quite happy. The only thing is, I wouldn't want Monkey Men to get a goal, especially in these last seconds, because it'll leave them in a better mental state for next game. I want to leave them in as worse of a state as I physically can. It's not great morals, but my goodness, is it great Rocket League. What a stop. He stepped on that ball, and they're just parking the bus. And it looks like, with 2 seconds remaining, that is game.
Yeah, G2C is going to take game 1. And I gotta admit, G2C played very well, just solid fundamental Rocket League, and it paid off very well. And for Monkey Men, they really did not play at the peak that they were supposed to play in. Way too much double commitment, way too spacious, way too playing, way too far out. You have to just look back and just see not a lot of just very spatial awareness not really coming into their favor. And a lot of times that's what G2C just really took advantage of. You saw G2C just with the fundamentals, the first man coming up, the second man coming through, a man back downfield, ready to make a play as soon as that ball head towards their side of the field. And in the end, that is fundamental work league. That's how you want to play in these types of tournaments.
Yes, indeed. But now we have the possible final game coming out for these folks here. Now, Secret is sort of messing around with the ball a little bit. It's sent center, and he's controlling it to his team. Don't be sent it up, but Carved Artist read it. And now Frigid is all by himself. Down to Secret. Center. No one will be able to be there for a great finisher, but they did attempt a finisher nonetheless.
They tried to, as Carr tries to at least set something up. And you can just see Monkey Man trying to at least put it on towards the net. Carved Artist is going to get credit with the save. Domi Beast trying to at least double it up once more. Secret's going to try to go for that 50, but it's not going to be denied. Teamwork on display for Monkey Man, but they are not going to finish that teamwork. G2C absolutely setting something up as Domi tries to set his own play up. Is going to get denied. Base once more. Sends it over to Carved Artist. Artist tries to get something up over to Secret. Secret can't find anything. Back to Frigid. Frigid looking to make a play. Tries to at least put it to net. Tries to maneuver, but cannot have the momentum go in their favor as we head in towards just 2 minutes have gone by in towards this game. As Carved Artist once more tries to at least get a feel for the ball. Takes a shot. Takes an effort. As Domi Beast once more. There's a chance. Carved Artist pops it in towards the air, but there is Secret once more. And G2C is playing so well in this game too.
That they are. Nothing has slipped through. Minute 30 down in this game with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in it. Shot coming out. Domi Beast redirects at center. And it looks like not too much is going to be happening after that because I accidentally opened a program and I can't see anything.
Well, either way... It's Carved Artist with the goal.
Oh, a goal happened. I'm so sorry. It turned black. I couldn't see a single thing. I apologize for not commenting on that. Monkey Man going up 1.
Indeed they do. And finally, Monkey Man for the first time is up on the board. They've got to feel good about that.
Well.
Just as back down to reality you go. And this game is tied up.
Reality is a cold thing. Secret making it well known that they will take control of this game. Wow, that is a bright car. Dear Lord. Now, Frigid takes his time, gets a nice 50. Now his team, Domi Beast, will be up for it and will be sent to Jupiter to get a little bit more stupider.
They have to at least feel good about themselves, at least Monkey Man, but they don't want to just feel good. They want to go for the win as off that crossbar goes, a quidity shot, but they're not going to get it. As here's Carved Artist once again, trying to get it over 2, though he can. Frigid's going to deny it. Now it's Frigid. Looks for the flip reset, looks for his teammate, but his teammate is not going to be there. It's Monkey Man with possession. Frigid missed 1 as Liquidity with the chance. Pops it into the air. Looks for that reset, possibly into the corner. They go. You can just see, chance for Carved Artist a bit too high, for them as Base sets it up for them for the moment. Once again, it's Frigid with a play. Equity's going to try and meet him there. Carved Artist with the touch. Puts it back on towards the down as Domi beats once again. Tries to get the play. There's a shot on the way, but Carved Artist once again going with the fast break. Tries to do it all himself, but can't find it. As you just
Domi, so close.
Yeah, Domi is looking pretty good, I got to admit. For G2C's first time being here, they have provided a lot of the momentum, but Monkey Men have...
This is dangerous!
Yeah, you said it, very dangerous. Equity with the touch, with a pass over the Carved Artist. Very empty net, a chance on the play, but there is Frigid ready to shut it down. Base rushes back downfield. Base with the touch, pops it in towards the air. Base once more looking for a shot, but it's going to get denied. Carved Artist supposed to try to at least pinch it off the wall, but it's not going to get anything going. Equity with a touch tries to at least knock it off its trajectory. Base once more flying downfield, but again, Domi Beast is right there, acting like the beast he is.
Secret. Frigid! Great play. Domi Beast will have to be the man to try and get on that, and it looks like that's just not happening. This boost, Apocalypse, is not good on the side of G2C. Is cracked. Frigid got the ball far. Now he will be able to get some boost in his tank. Domi Beast sends it up towards Frigid. Frigid will be able to play this. He sees one, tries his best to get it past. He has a little bit more, sends it center. It is high, down to his teammates. Just off. And now this is a big concern coming out from G2C, and it just gets read quite nicely from Frigid.
That was about as close as you can to putting it away, just a bit more to the left, and that shot would have went in and gave G2C a lead as we reach a minute, nearing 40 seconds. One of these teams, if they don't score, this game will go into overtime.
Domi! What a finish!
Frigid is gonna get credit with the shot, even though Base had the save. It did not matter. Base, his base is being run over by G2C, and now with 37 seconds, Monkey Men just trying to tie the series up. Once again, we have not had a series go to 3 games.
Quit tempting fate here. Great attempt coming out from Domi Beast. A little bit of a back pass, which does get past his teammate, which, you know, isn't exactly... This isn't fundamentals. This is fun to bad mentals.
Yeah, it's a bit fun.
I'm working on my naming sense. Don't judge too hard.
And you tried. I'll give you that one. As it's 10 seconds left, 8 seconds left. Base,
Domi's up, so it's Frigid.
This is gonna spell disaster. Equity, they're just rushing back downfield. They're captain make a play, trying to set it up. Frigid might have just called the game there. Carved Artist wanted to attempt over Domi Beast. Domi Beast is gonna cut it off. Equity pops it in towards the air. Monkey Man just keeping it alive.
On target!
But it's not gonna matter. And G2C is moving on.
They are. The is cracked is most certainly correct. And it looks like, Kenzo, you are losing your flair. You are no longer the caster's curse. You are the caster's badurse, I guess. I don't exactly know how to word it, but G2C is cracked did beat out Monkey Men 2-0 in a relatively decent faction. So, now... we have a few more games going off. However, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how much you love seeing my face, we will be going to a short break while me and Kenzo do swap out for more casters. More entertaining, less entertaining? Who knows? Flip the coins, make the bets. If it's better, just say you love me more.
It's time to launch an all-new season of Rocket Rush.
Played as well over the defense and
Will it be a goal? Oh, it's gonna hit off the court.
Consistent Rocket League competition with no long-term commitment.
Rocket Rush weekly, a second week.
to the third iteration.
Week 4, 5, 6.
The 7th
Week number 8, 9.
Rocket Rush 10.
Each season will consist of 10 weeks. Don't worry, the $100 prize pool will not be going anywhere. During those 10 weeks, the top 16 teams,
Valley Esports Red.
Tokyo United.
Banana Lovers.
It's Calgary.
Zave Esports.
Team Silence.
Zave Academy.
Banag.
Portuguese Bim Bam.
get points based on their performance. The later we are in the season, the more points you will get per placement. The top 6 teams by the end will get a free invite to the final event of the season. May 2nd, an open double-elimination tournament to determine 2 wildcards that will be joining the 6 already invited teams. And then on May 3rd, a single-elimination best-of-7 tournament where the winner will claim the $500 prize pool and their name engraved in Rocket Rush history. Do you have what it takes to be a champion? Why don't we find out?
Welcome in, everyone, to Rocket Rush. Obviously, this is our week 3 of the season so far, and I am joined by Bruin up on my left-hand side. It's going to be a story to tell in between these two teams. We have Meow, which that is incredible for a team name, and Ooga Booga Cheese Balls. What a team scene here.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely unbelievable, Naya. We've seen so many great teams so far in this tournament. Team Silence changed their name. They're still in. Hopefully, we'll get to see them a little bit later on. And some pretty big, runs from some teams that have come back, like UTSA Varsity. They're still in it. They're in the losers bracket, but they're cruising through, playing really, really well. I mean, overall, this has been an amazing.
It seems to be that we lost Bruin there for a second. But to add up onto what Bruin was saying, UTSA, joining in for the secondary time. They've been putting up a great performance here up in this tournament bracket. As in the lower bracket, they just beat a team 1-2. Monkey Men, I do believe, was the team name, and they won that one in the lowers round 6. Moving on to the lowers round 7. So that does make them move a lot more further into this lower bracket. And talking about a college squad, I mean, University of Texas San Antonio could really cook out in the losers bracket. I know a lot of people underestimate college students and their performance and dedication and macro to the games that they play, but I'm telling you, once they study, oh man, they got that stuff locked down. But yeah, even as well, Team Silenced, they're back up into this with their team champions 2021 Vandal, which is part of Team Silenced, with Resinal and Lev being up on the roster. Scythe, which is a former player of the Spacebound Cowboys. Watch out for him because he could be very, very deadly here. But even Pigeon, right? Another player of Team Silenced. And a little back information here about Team Silenced. They are a Puerto Rican esports organization. So I gotta say, that's really incredible. And they've been around since 2024.
Yeah, Naya, you're absolutely right. We're about to see, and switching gears a little bit to our semifinals, which we're about to watch. We have Mao and Ooga Booga Cheese Balls. Both teams so far in this tournament they've won their games. They've taken care of business. Mao beating Los Politos, who we have seen in prior weeks, and they've been an absolute unit. Los Politos always been a great team, and this team, ended up beating the team that beat them, the Giga Chaz, last round in a sweep. So this Meow team is exceptional. They're a really good team. So I'm really excited to see how they do. On the other hand, you have Ooga Booga Cheese Balls, who beat a team named Burgers. And looking back at Burgers, their resume so far this tournament is pretty good.
They beat UTSA varsity, and they beat a team named Gold Digger. So that's a fun name. And obviously,
Yeah.
their first round was against Boost Monkeys in a disqualification. But looking back, Ooga Booga Cheese Balls, they're a team that we don't know too much about. Based on who they've played so far in this tournament, they don't really. None of the teams ring a bell, but the teams that they've beaten, the teams that they've beaten, those teams, the teams that they played, they do ring a bell. So I think we're going to have ourselves an excellent series that I think is going to go the distance.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you here. Obviously, both two teams kind of looking new to us here, as you just said. This one could most definitely go that distance that we want to see here, as the bracket has already been cooking and shifting up into an action-packed one for all the viewers here at Nameless Esports. But let's even talk about these team names, right? Like Ooga Booga Cheese Balls, right? And you got the cat there up in the name, and then you got a really nice, funny name up on the left-hand side. But here we go. 5 minutes up on the clock. It is Ooga Booga Cheese Balls taking on Meow.
And just like, it's going to be a great game. Naya, why don't you start us off? I'm currently having some issues seeing the chat as of right now. Start us off.
Alrighty, sounds good. So Z takes the goal here for Meow, and that was assisted by their teammates. So it is 0-1 here with 4 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock here. Mystical is going to be up there trying to control this one for the Ooga Booga Cheeseball side, as the ball is currently being contested in the mid. But take a look at this. Z's going to try and have some control with that one, as their teammate is trying to go for the follow, but it's in the possession of Meow currently by far. But take a look at that shot by Exiled. Maybe a little bit of a repositioning plan here for the side of Ooga Booga Cheeseballs.
And this one's sent out. Here's Mystical trying to play it up the middle. He cannot, and a huge demo by M4 on the wall. Here's Saraki in the middle, a name that we've heard of quite a few times. A shot and a huge save on that one. Here's Oxy trying to break this one out of the zone. Exiled resets this one to M4. M4 in the air with the defender back. He misses the ball, but it's Mystical who will put this one in for Ooga Booga.
Mystical with a crazy classic follow-up there as well. Even the assist there coming out from the passing play style of the side of Ooga Booga Cheeseballs. They are cooking right now, Bruin, and maybe they want to do a little more because there's two demos up on the field. Maybe a little bit of a free goal. The dink! Oh, and it's a goal for the Kit Kats on the side of Meow.
And that's a great goal by Saraki. He's a player that we have seen in prior weeks. He's been a difference maker, but a couple of weeks ago, he was one of the reasons the team lost. And it's interesting to see how he's been playing so far in this series with Meow. As M4 takes this ball into the zone, it's going to go deep, but it's high. It's Z who will clear this ball out for Meow, and Meow has possession of flip reset. He flips, gets it, a double, but Mystical says no to that. We have Exiled, who had two demos on the play in the backfield as he tries to push this ball in, but is shut down. Z, a huge bump, and Saraki with an easy clear to the right corner. Saraki, a great flick over, and hits Mystical on the wall, who will take this ball right back. Oxy, a great push, and what a touch by him. It's a 3-on-1, a fake by Z. He loses that 50, and he's going to fall backwards. I feel so far, Naya, it's a pretty slow game so far.
Yeah, a little bit neutral there, back and forth. Ooga Booga is currently down 1 goal of a deficit, just trying to beat the number of mans that Meow has here. Currently still a 3v3 scenario, no demos just yet up on this field. But as I say it, there is one right there. So it's a 3v2 currently. Maybe there might be a goal here. No, it's going to be saved by Oxy. So wonderful positioning here from the side of Meow as they still hold this goal lead. 2:40 up on the clock, and Mystical wants to say no to that one. Oh, it's so close to getting up into the net for Meow.
And here's Ooga Booga in the air. Mystical, nice musty flick, but Oxy says no. Here's Z on the wall trying to break this one out, and it's turned over again to Ooga. M4 gets a nice touch on the wall. Mystical follows up back to M4. It's both of them back and forth. Mystical. What a touch to him. It's M4, and Oxy makes a huge save. Here's Exiled up high, and Oxy is able to clear this ball away from Exiled. Up in the air is Mystical. A great touch by him, centered to M4. Can he get a double touch? He does not, and it goes to Exiled. Up in the air, the ball is just sitting there, and it's in no man's land, and Mystical was unable to get anything on that one. Exiled back in the zone in M4, and Exile takes a demo, but M4 pushing up, trying to get this one to Mystical, who's also demoed by Oxy on the play. Z and M4 battling on this one, but M4 comes out with it, trying to center, and Oxy says no. Mystical up in the air. The ball is currently centered, and a great try by M4, but it is cleared to the corner. Exile, what a touch by him, and a great clear by Oxy. Here's Saraki. Trying to make a difference in this game. Back to Z, and Meow cannot seem to maintain possession with the final minute and 20 to go. Here's Mystical. He's bumped by his own teammate. Up on the wall, Mystical gets that ceiling touch to Exiled. Shot! And a huge save on that one by, I believe, Oxy. Back in the zone is M4. They're going to do a hard reset. He's going to air dribble this one in, pops it over. 2 men up in the air. M4 gets a nice flip reset and can't turn it into anything. Here's Exile, nice touch by him. And I feel like Ooga Booga is playing really well, but they're just not working together as a team. A lot of individual efforts so far from this team.
I 100% agree, as these last 45 seconds need to be do or die for them. The pressure needs to be coming out here immediately for Ooga Booga Cheese Balls, as there still is a 1-goal deficit lead for the side of them. So Z gets demoed here. So 2 demos up on the field. 30 seconds are remaining. Mystical wants a shot, but it is saved by Oxy. Here goes Exiled. It's got a little bit of boost here for Exiled. Can they follow this one up for Ooga Booga? It's been a possession misplay the whole entire time, I'd probably say, for Ooga Booga. But Z's going to get the save, and there's still that moment that they could possibly get the goal. But final 5 seconds, it's more likely that Meow is going to be taking this one.
And that's a great win from Meow. I mean, I feel they were outplayed the whole back half of the game, but kudos to them. Kudos to Saraki, who played a great game, and kudos to Z, who got that other goal. But overall, I feel Ooga Booga was the better team in that first game. I just feel they couldn't mesh together and get the points that they wanted.
Yeah, like Exiled was putting up the pressure with the shots there. The positioning from Ooga Booga, I would have to say it was pretty good for the side of the Cheese Balls, but was it enough for them to get that last goal that they needed? I think they definitely need to step up here going up into that next game of this series against Meow, because Meow was really shutting them down up on the defensive side terms.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Ooga Booga had so many opportunities. M4 had some amazing touches, but Oxy denied him almost every single time. Now, if you're Ooga Booga going into this game, you need to understand it's a team effort. You need to work together. You got to have better breakouts. I feel a lot of Ooga Booga's breakouts were just booms to the other side. Maintain that possession and try to get some offense on Meow. Meow's defense has been great, but I will say it's not impenetrable. We've seen a couple goals. We've seen 1 goal from Ooga Booga thus far. Meow has to continue getting that ball out of the zone. They need to do a better job of boost management. If you watch Meow's boost, a lot of the times they're out and they end up resorting to bumping and demoing. Unfortunately, that's not always the best play as play continues on in the final minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting and interesting to see if Meow could hold this series lead against Ooga Booga Cheese Balls, because like how you said, right, I do feel that Ooga Booga wants to show up here in this secondary. Now, look, I will also say this too. There was a moment in that first game that was getting played where they almost had a lot more would you say possession overall against Meow, like where they could have scored a goal?
Oh, 100%. I feel M4 consistently up in the air with the challenges. There was at one point, there was a 3-on-1, yet Ooga Booga, instead of trying to do a demo team play, they ended up trying to win a 50 against that one man, which again would work, but you have players on the back check. I also want to apologize to everyone. I totally didn't even see that first goal. You got to love school Wi-Fi now and then. You never win. You got like huge breaks, and that's exactly what happened. I didn't even get to see Meow's first goal. as I say that, here's Meow trying to break out of the zone. Saraki with a really nice reset, and that ball's up to Oxy. Oxy wins that 50. Can he center it? Again, that's another great example right there. Instead of centering it, Oxy tries to go up for a 50, and, you know, Ooga Booga's patient, didn't even push it on that one.
Yeah, so Meow, the pressure's still trying to show up here for their side of events, as Ooga Booga needs to try and get this one back into their possession play. Saraki gets a hit there. It's going back to M4. They want to try and control this one if you are Saraki, and almost a little bit of a pressurable moment there for themselves, but Mystical, you got to get some boost, man. You got to get some boost.
Yeah, that's a rough play too by M4. It's not a great touch, especially you never always in Rocket League. I say, you know, my rule number one in Rocket League is you keep the ball away, and there's Z doing the exact same thing I was talking about. You're Ooga Booga, you got to get that ball out of the front of your net. They didn't do that there, and you see Z makes it 1-0.
Yeah, Z able to make that 1-0 here for Meow. A little bit of a boost issue, I would probably say. A little bit of a rotation issue from the side of Ooga Booga Cheese Balls so far up in the secondary of this best of 3. So Oxy's going to try and take this one for himself. It's going to be met there in between the mid. Mystical is still just trying to put that one to one of his teammates. But I don't know about this one because it's going to just roll in. Oxy is going to have the secondary goal of this second game in this best of 3.
And what an unfortunate, I thought Saraki got a touch on that one, but an unfortunate bounce off of an Ooga Booga player. I'm still unknown who it was to make it 2-0 now. And now it's crunch time for Ooga Booga. You need to come back here. There's still time. You're down in the series by 1. If you lose, I mean, you don't go home, but you're going to be regardless trailing in the finals if you do get there by a game. So this is a huge opportunity for them to get a comeback. Here's Oxy trying to clear this ball out of the zone. M4, it takes it right back in Ooga Booga, putting the nail in the coffin like they did last game with possession. Oxy turns this ball over, and it's going to be taken back in by Ooga Booga, who's demoed, and it's Exile from Oxy. Here's Mystical up in the air. He's going to make a push and it's passed off to Exile. And nothing doing. M4 centering this ball, nobody home, but Saraki takes it up the left wall. My gosh, school Wi-Fi is making me bounce around here. And everything's shooting around on the screen, and it's like 2 seconds behind. There's Z in the air, great double touch, and he scores, and Meow has a 3-0 lead.
Hey, you know what? The kitties are showing up here if you are a cat fan. Meow showing up here. 3-0 for the scoreline here for Meow against the Ooga Booga Cheese Balls. Yeah, man, if you are the Cheese Balls, you're definitely going to put up some pressure here now and immediately. Saraki going to try and place this one possibly to the right-hand side, but it's going to get stopped by M4. They do have a man back here for Ooga Booga, but is it going to be enough? Oh, that's still getting so close. And Ooga Booga, I would have to be saying, is they need to be stopping those close moments. But M4, as I speak about it, I mean, absolutely shuts me down and silences me.
And what a pass by Mystical. This is the team plays that I was talking about. You need to make passes, especially to the middle. You see what happens. One of the best pass plays we've seen tonight from both of these teams ends up in a goal for M4. Here's Meow trying to win the face-off. Mystical got a piece of that. That's going to shoot straight up in the air. Mystical goes up for that. I believe someone went for a bump. I think it was Saraki on the play. M4 gets a 50, and it kicks to the middle. It's going to be cleared by Z. Saraki up in the air. Can't get a touch. Neither can Exile. Z, the shot! Huge save by M4. Rebound to Oxy. It's shot high off the crossbar, and Mystical can get it out of the zone. Great touch by Mystical to send this one down. Z gets a great pop-up. Exiled in the air, bumping Z out of the air. Saraki trying to get a double touch. He doesn't. It's Z. Touches this one to the corner. Minute and 49 to go in this one. Oxy resetting to Saraki. Saraki booms this one down to the corner. Here's Exile. Can't get a good touch on that one, and neither can Saraki. Exile, what a touch to him. It's M4 and Exile. Can Exile gets the demo, and it's a dual demo save by Saraki. M4 and the Meow all in one corner. Exiled in the air, beats him on the 50. M4 can't finish it. Oxy clears this one out of the zone, and a bad read by Mystical. Z in the corner to Exile. Exile centering this one, and he ended up winning that touch, but a crucial demo by Oxy. Mystical, what a move. Z catches this one. Another demo by Oxy. He's been doing ridiculously in the demo department tonight. Centered the ball, nobody home for it, and a great standoff play there by Saraki. If he pushed in, it could have been a really good opportunity for Ooga Booga to make it a 1-goal game.
I 100%. Final 50 of these two teams. Will it be Ooga Booga Cheeseballs getting sent down to the lower bracket? Currently, it's a 2-goal deficit, and Meow is proving it very, very strongly here. Soraki gonna be passing this one to Z. Maybe there's no one to save it, but it is saved by Exiled. So, 30 seconds remaining. Ooga Booga Cheeseballs needs to be putting on these pressure as much as possible, and it needs to be immediate. Ooga Booga Cheeseballs are going to be trying to possession this with Mystical up on the wall. What can Mystical do here? M4 needs to be playing this one very, very smart here. Not too much boost in that boost column, but as we're getting to see that timer slowly tick down for the side of Ooga Booga Cheeseballs, Meow is going to be taking this series here.
And, Meow, what a bounce back after game one. Kind of what I was saying, Meow was outplayed in that game one, totally turned the tide here in game two. I don't know if it was because Ooga Booga Cheeseballs lost that first game, but Meow had possession. Yeah. They did everything right. They really did. Ooga Booga Cheeseballs had one great goal from a great pass, but overall, Meow as a unit played as a team, and they got the win 2-0.
Yeah, the cats are purring here for Meow. The team logo too, like I just noticed it, it's a little doodle cat. That is absolutely lovely for their side. But yeah, they move on here. They send Ooga Booga Cheeseballs down to that lower bracket. And I gotta say, Ooga Booga Cheeseballs, they could make a great running in that lower bracket, but I know that there's a couple teams still down there. I believe UTSA is possibly still up in there. Last time I checked in, they moved on to the round of 7. Now it all depends up on what is kind of happening there up in that lower bracket, as I would have to say it's more competition than what the winners bracket is kind of, shifting. Because if you lose, you're out.
Yeah, and Naya, you're absolutely right. So much great competition in that losers bracket, and UTSA ended up winning in the round of 7. They're going to the quarters against Ooga Booga Cheeseballs. So that's going to be a pretty amazing game. And it's going to be a good one. Unfortunately, we can't cover it, and we're going to a best of 5 between Meow and. I apologize. I'm hearing from my producer right now. There's so much going on, so many voices in my head right now, but we're still waiting for the winner of G2C is cracked and Champions 2021 Vital. And I'm pretty sure, I think Champions just took it.
Wow. If that's the case, then we're going to have a nice upper bracket matchup, right? A lot of competition there, a lot of skill level, macro mechanics. The communication is going to be something to definitely watch out for in between the two teams that will head up against each other there. But yeah, so much teams to be looking at here. Obviously, like we said it already about Team Silenced, they've had a really great running in RLCS. We've even covered, teams that have played against Team Silenced, like Zave. Right? I believe that was our RLCS watch party kind of thing for them. And I gotta say, Zave was really putting up some efforts. And unfortunately, it happens. A team can't always get too far up into a tournament, right?
Yeah. And speaking of not getting far, we got some breaking news. Nameless Esports has been knocked out in the losers round of 5. Another team that we've seen do some amazing things in this tournament, unfortunately, is going home pretty early, and UTSA is still fighting their way through. I have an analytic website where basically I've been putting all of the teams in that we have seen how they play, their play styles. Currently for us, Meow is going to be playing Champions 2021. That's going to be a great game in the winners finals. And currently, with my estimations, I still think Champions 2021 is going to take that series, based on who they've played in the past, beating Team Goob, playing a team named the Invaders. That's a team I really have never heard of before, but I'm pretty sure they opened up against, they ended up getting a bye. in that first round. But playing a team Goob and playing Black Flash, and Black Flash has been cruising in the losers finals. I think they made it pretty far thus far. They're cruising right now. They're actually playing. They lost to UTSA varsity. UTSA is in that round of 7. So there's going to be a lot of competition, especially in this winners final between champions 2021 Vandal and Meow.
Yeah, and a lot of underdog stories with the teams that are remaining in this tourney. And we might just be able to see a new champion by the end of this night. And wouldn't that be amazing to see, us two broadcasters getting to announce a newer team? But here we go. We get to see the two teams right above our, cameras. It is going to be Meow taking on champion 2021 Vandal, which is part of Team Silenced and part of Spacebound Cowboys. So Vandal's kind of cooking with their roster, as we know of the past performance in the history of their players. Same with the organization style, but Meow coming up into this one really fresh, looking for a quick and paced battle with that aggression play style.
Yeah, it's a different type of dynamic. We just watched Meow play. I'm not saying that Ooga Booga Cheese Balls is weak, but it was one of the weaker games that I've seen. I've seen some crazy games. Like we watched a couple weeks ago, Team Silenced and Zave, I think it was the Zave All-Stars.
Yeah.
What a wild series that one was on a completely other note. But that was you hear the dramatic anime music in the background. They're just full on going back and forth, back and forth. That's what it was like. And it was so exciting to see and call. But, Meow had a pretty easy series. And like you said, this champion 2021 Vandal team is built of some of the better esport players in the country. I'm going to have to take champion 2021 Vandal in this series. Meow, unfortunately, they're a great team. I don't think they're at this level. I kind of hope I'm pleasantly surprised, because it could be one of the best series we'll see tonight. But again, I still think with the talent that I've seen from these champion 2021 Vandal team, I think they're going to take this pretty easily.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, champion is in the name of the champion 2021 Vandal side of things. And like how you said, right, this team has the player performance. Residal being up on the team, Lev being up on the team, Pigeon as well being up on the team. And then we have Skype being the part of the Spacebound Cowboys. So a 4-man roster for this champion 2021 Vandal side. And yeah, it's going to be really a great series to be watching for. If I had a little bit of a prediction going up into this one, I think it's going to be very undecided, very 50-50 in between these two teams. But here we go. Meow taking on champion 2021 Vandal.
Yeah, so a little bit more about Saraki. I brought him up last game. He ended up being in the Frost tournament that I covered 2 weeks ago and before the RLCS break, and he played well. Unfortunately, had a couple holes, and tonight he's looking to redeem himself with Team Meow, as champion 2021 Vandal is ready to knock Meow out of this tournament. Saraki, like I said, trying to bounce back, loses this 50 to Lev. That's Scythe, and just like that, champion 2021 comes out flying.
Hey, part of Team Silence is kind of cooking, but part of the Spacebound Cowboys is cooking, because guess who just scored, right? This is good here for the champion 2021 Vandal, as Meow, there's still a bunch of time left up in this game one, and there's so much things to say about these two teams, like how we've been saying about the two organizations. But here we go. Saraki's going to try and challenge this one off of Resinal. The ball is currently in the corner by far, but here we go. Z's going to have this possession in play. Z doesn't have as much boost as their other teammates, but take a look at the pass. Almost a shot there up in the goal, but Lev is able to get demoed, so taken out here. It's a 3v2 situation. Saraki going to try and play this one off of Z. A little bit of a bump action there, but look at this. Oxy's going to put this one not up into the net, and it's going to get saved.
What a save by Scythe on that one. I mean, that was a big push from Meow. They got fortunate they didn't get caught with 3 men deep. That could have been really unfortunate, and a boom could have completely changed the tide of this game, making it a 2-goal lead. Here's Lev in the air, missing that ceiling shot, but it's Scythe who will catch that one. Sent long is Resinal, and Saraki gets a touch, but in the air is Scythe. Scythe, flip reset, what a touch, and he scores! It's Scythe, and it's 2-0 Vandal.
Yo, Scythe is cooking. As we know, Scythe from the Spacebound Cowboys from previous tournaments as a former player of the Spacebound Cowboys. Being part of the roster here, they're cooking, all right? Meow maybe trying to put a goal up for their org against Champion 2021 Vandal. But yeah, Vandal's been putting a lot of pressure on this Meow team so far. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left up in this game 1. As Scythe is going to have a little bit of control with this ball, and it's going to be a pass right to Resinal, Bruin. That is nasty.
Yeah, this is kind of like exactly what I expected going into this game. Like I said, this is like comparing apples to oranges here. You know, Meow played great last series, but already Champion Vandal is just dragging them. They're getting dragged. Meow cannot make an offensive play to save their lives right now, and they're making some really costly turnovers in the middle, just like this one. Here's Oxy, turns this over in the middle to Lev, and Resinal in the air. Here's Scythe, back to easily get this completely uncontested. And you never want to leave a guy like Scythe to dribble the ball uncontested. Here's Lev, centering this ball is Resinal, and Oxy ended up winning the 50. Ooh. A huge save by Lev in the middle. Z turns this ball over to Scythe. Scythe boosting this one, and there's no one near him. Oxy to Z, bouncing ball in the middle. It's flicked backwards, and Z is able to clear this ball out, but he's out of boost in the air. He hits that flip reset, nothing doing. Lev, what a touch by him. There's no one on Lev. Flip reset, and he's bumped, and that ball is going to fly backwards. Scythe, the last man back. Z, trying to boom this long, but Scythe pushes, winning that one. Nobody home to get it. Here's Oxy. Smart play by Vandal on that play, especially being up by 3. Just play defense, and you'll advance. Lev, in the air to Scythe, and he can't get enough on it. What a attempt that one was. Saraki centering this ball. Z trying to boom it long, but Lev is there. Great rotation by this Vandal team. Oxy in the air. Oxy to Z. Z trying to make something happen on the wall, but cannot. It ends up getting touched by Resinal, and it will shoot back into the Champion Vandal defensive zone.
Yeah, Vandal, this pressure has been very much dominant over Meow currently. Z's going to try and take some possession for the side of Meow, but it's going to be more favored in this side of Vandal as that clock just keeps on ticking, man. And yeah, if you are Meow, there's been a lot of pressure up on your shoulders so far. Oxy, you're going to try and do something for your team here. Not as much boost in your core door, but you are able to get 100. Is there anyone to save it? No, there is not. So now it is a 4-goal deficit. Scythe is able to add up onto it once more. And just a nice pass there by Lev.
And this champion team is beating Meow up and down the field consistently. I mean, it's kind of exactly what I expected for this first game. And I was really hoping I would be underestimated, but Meow they can't compete with these guys. It's a whole nother level. Here's Z up in the air, great touch to the wall, and Saraki gets a pop over. Z can't win that one, and it's Oxy, last man back. He gets a weird touch, and it's in the middle here, and he does not have any more boost. Here's Z on the wall. Lev wins that 50, gets another touch, and is cleared by Saraki. Great touch by Scythe, and it's saved by Oxy on that one. Here's Resinal. Resinal gets a nice touch on the wall, but it's centered up in the air. Oh, Scythe missed the ball, and that ball is just sitting there in the middle. Lev, huge save by Resinal. What a recovery by him. Here's Scythe, who missed that ball in the middle earlier. Oxy centers this one. Lev, great touch by him, and I believe we're going to have a Vandal shutout here, and it's going to be 5? I froze on 2. I don't know what. Yes, it is Scythe. He scored. Yeah, oh, my goodness. I hate the school Wi-Fi. It froze on 2 seconds. The worst time to freeze possible, and it's a 5-0 game.
Hey, EDU Wi-Fi, it sometimes either goes crazy or it doesn't, right? I can most definitely agree with you there. But yeah,
Gotta
they
love Air Orange X Wi-Fi.
Oh
It's
man,
brutal. And
yeah,
Vandal takes a
I bet.
5-0 blowout, putting the kitty in the crate in this first game.
Yeah, a little not perfect for the side of Meow. Unfortunate there with that 5-goal deficit lead that Vandal really put on to them, right? I think something that's going to be scary going much further into this one is Vandal is going to have that up game of performance with the rotation, the mechanic play. They know what they need to do against this Meow team to further on into this tourney. But yeah, if you are Meow, you are 100% the underdog here. I won't underestimate your story just yet, but there's still that game to decide in this best of 3. And I gotta say, there were some moments where they could have put up some amazing goals, but it was always the side of Vandal getting those excellent saves with their excellent defensive performance.
Yeah, I think the one play that Meow could have scored was the miss by Scythe, but my goodness, what a save and a recovery by Vandal. What an operation. Absolutely, it was flawless. I got to give you a round because that was good Rocket League from Vandal. You shut a team out 5-0. And, the best part is without Cats, though, they have 9 lives. So this game is not over yet. They have at least one more to come back and win as Saraki hits this ball down into the zone. Here's Scythe. Up in the air, it's Z centering this one to Saraki, and Resinal says no. Here's Oxy on the wall. Great touch by Resinal. Z makes a great catch, and it's all Meow to open this game in the first 20. Scythe, great touch by him. Saraki almost went for a 50 there, and Scythe could not recover after a tough bump. Here's Oxy. Oxy to Lev. Lev in the air, flips this one. There's nobody home to get that one. Saraki to the corner. And here comes Saraki in the middle with no boost, and he has no help from his teammates. Resinal going to push this one up. Scythe in the corner. Lev up in the air. He's going to pop this to Z, and Z says no. Scythe double touch, and it's centered, and a great clear there by Z. A really nice attempt there by Scythe on the double touch.
Yeah, not a goal yet here in between these two as 4 minutes are up on the clock. Resinal and Lev trying to put in some work, maybe a tap off the backboard. Z's going to have possession of this one for Meow. Needs to be putting this one to their teammate, right? If you are trying to be Meow here, the most important thing of it all is to be as quick as you can against this Vandal side, because they are going to be beating you in some excellent scenarios. So Vandal still putting on some pressure here against Meow.
And here's Oxy trying to reset Z with a great 50 on that one. It's Lev for Vandal getting this ball out of the zone. Oxy booms it back in. A great touch there by Saraki, and nobody home in the middle. If that were 4s, that would have been an amazing tic-tac-toe goal. But we're in 3s, so no chaos today. Here's Resinal. Sends this one long. Saraki gets a great touch to Z in the middle, and Z gets a great double on the wall. Lev flips this one in the air. Fired by Scythe high. Rebound, Lev. Can he get a double? He cannot, but it's still there. And Resinal gets this to the right corner. Great touch by Resinal, and it's cleared out by Z and Oxy on a pinch. Scythe back on the play. Saraki centering. Nobody home in a weird rotation by Meow. Scythe trying to read this one really high of nothing. Lev trying to do the same thing, and it's Resinal last man back, and he'll boom this one all the way down. Great play by him. He somehow beat Oxy to that one and canceled any boom opportunity he has. Scythe up to Z. Z touches this to the corner, and Scythe denies him any opportunity to boom this one deep. Here's Oxy over to Resinal. Resinal pushing back into the defensive zone and doing a reset. Resinal in the air. Flipping, what a touch by him. It's in the air, and it's cleared by Oxy. Lev clears this one to the right side. Oxy centers this one, and it's Z with the pre-flip, and Meow breaks the scoreless streak and scores their first of this round.
All right, here we go, Cat fans. Start meowing because Meow and Z and Oxley just had that goal scored for the side of Meow. They lead against the Vandal after a game one that was all decided in Vandal's hands. So this one's going to be going right back to Meow's possession as Oxy's there, but Resinal has the ball so far. Going to be trying to put this one back into the territory of Vandal as Lev is there up with the ball. But I don't know, Bruin. It's still been very neutral with the speed and tempo of both of these players and the teams.
Yeah, Meow, it's like they almost took some catnip in the break. They are coming out like a whole new team, changed the whole dynamic, and they kind of let that first game go. And here is Saraki making it a 2-0 game.
Hey, you know what? You might be right about that, Catnip, because they are going crazy against Vandal right now. A 2-0 lead against a team that had a 5-goal deficit against them in that game one. So they are really proving a moment here, and their speed and performance and tempo has definitely been an up step since that game one. But let's see what happens. It's going to be that defensive game plan from Oxy. Yep. Okay, there it is. All right. Still 2-0 for the side of Meow.
So I'm not the only one who's freezing. That froze for you too, right? Is it just me? Okay, so this is it's our producer that's having some issues. Hopefully we can fix that in the break. Here's Lev booming this one long, and here's Z who will catch that one with ease. All Meow has to do is shut them down for 50 seconds. This ball centered. It's saved, and it's saved by Z on a great backcheck rebound, and he can't get this one on. Here's Saraki. Great jump by him. He's going to pop it over, and is that all he wrote? It is 3-0 now.
3-0. Saraki's able to get this one back into the bag for the Cats as it is 3-0. Vandal, you got to be reading this like a book now because it might just be going to that game 3, that match point. But as I say it, Resinal is able to get a goal for Vandal.
What a goal by Resinal. It's a basic face-off goal, but it's only a 2-goal game with 30 seconds to go. I mean, this would be one of the biggest comebacks I've ever seen in Nameless, in my opinion, since calling games with Nameless. Here's Lev off the face-off. Can they get another one? Sight to Resinal. 30 seconds remaining. Resinal in the air. Oxy says no and clears it. That third goal was kind of responsible for doing a play I like to call pulling the goalie. You almost send your whole team in to try to get some offensive pressure. If they score, they score. Resinal, 15 seconds to go. Oxy misses this ball, and I think that's going to do it. Lev in the air, centering the sight. Great touch by him, and it's Z who says no. Lev centering this ball. Sight, what a great touch by him. 3 seconds to go, and we're going. The Cat is out of the bag. We're going to a game 3.
This is most incredible for any viewer for the side of Meow, but as well, I mean, it could be most definitely shocking for any Vandal fan out there as this team, the roster is built of Team Silence players and as well Spacebound Cowboys. Scythe has been there up in that goal scoring, feed. And I think that's going to be a dangerous player to watch here on the side of Vandal. But Meow, what a performance there up in that game 2 as it leads them to that game 3. So talking about this game 3 or heading up into it here very shortly, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think Meow took advantage of a lot of mistakes that we saw Vandal, cause, especially in the middle. I mean, great kudos to them for finishing those opportunities. They did a great job 100%. Of defending. Kind of very similar to the last round, if you watch Meow's rotation. Very similar to how they beat their last opponent, Ooga Booga Cheese Balls. And Vandal had a solution in that game when they played outstanding. They came out flying. Meow came out pretty flat-footed. But after watching that first game, I think they understood kind of the way Vandal played, made their adjustments, and now we've got a winner-take-all game 3. Winner goes to the grand finals.
Let's see what happens here in between these two teams. Meow up on the left and up on the right is champion 2021, Vandal. A little bit of a bumping play there up in the midair. Scythe has the ball for the side of Vandal, and it was almost in for Vandal. So Resinal has some play of possession. It might be followed up by Lev, but Scythe is there up in the mid, and it's most likely going to be a little neutral here in this first opening minutes.
Saraki sends this ball to Oxy. Can he get a double touch? He does, but it's just a little bit high. And Scythe is able to clear this one to the corner in this winner-take-all game 3. Lev air dribbles this one down to the corner, gets a nice touch to the middle. Resinal up in the air with very little boost, trying to get a ceiling shot. It's centered, and nothing says no by Saraki. Wow, that was all over the place on that one. Resinal up in the air. Oxy says no to him. Lev trying to boom this one on goal, gets a really rough shot. Not the shot he really wanted, and Saraki is going to boom this ball long. I don't think anyone's back, but Resinal says no on a back check play. Here's Oxy in the air. Resinal says no yet again as this ball is out. Saraki doing a full reset in the defensive zone. Z on the wall. Scythe, great touch by him, centered, and Saraki gets a great touch but bumps Oxy in the process. Here's Oxy taking this one in the middle into no man's land. A great pop on that one, and Scythe is in the air. Scythe, reset. Can't get anything as Saraki says no, but it's Lev booming this one long, and Z denies him. On the wall is Z and Resinal. Resinal wins that 50, and Saraki is able to boom it long after a great demo by Oxy. In the middle is Lev, who's going to boom this one all the way back down, and Vandal is continuing the pressure. Oxy trying to get it out of the zone. Resinal says no. Z also trying yet again. He fakes out Scythe. What a play by Z, but a great rotation keeps this one in. Lev with boosted with Oxy, and Oxy denies him on that one. Oxy to the wall. Resinal, great touch. Saraki, another great touch. We're playing corner ball between these two teams. Scythe with no boost wins that 50Z. A rough touch in the middle. Lev gets denied by Z. Here's Resinal up in the air. A huge demo by Lev. And Resinal, great touch to the middle. Nobody home. Lev doing a full reset on the wall. It's Oxy will win that one, but Resinal has full boost. Huge bump by Oxy, and Z trying to clear it out. Another bump by Lev. A little bit more of some controlled bumping from both teams in this one. Here's Z, not going to push it. Good hold off. Resinal in the air with full boost. Great double touch off the ceiling. Can he get a triple? It's centered, and Oxy is going to clear this one with no repercussions. Lev wins that one off the ground pitch. Lev to Scythe. Scythe centering this one. Z is going to clear it, and it's going to be Resinal who will dump it right back in.
All right, Oxy with possession here for the side of Meow. Meow's been really matching this tempo of Vandal by far in this game 3, and it's been absolutely incredible and very much important for their side of things. But here we go, Lev, a little bit of a passing play to Scythe. Doesn't get up into the net, but it goes right above. Resinal trying to challenge that one with Oxy, as Oxy has possession right now. Beats Lev up in the air, and Oxy's going to pinch this one out to the corner of where Saraki is going to be. But Oxy, here we go. A little bit of boost. Z, maybe off the back wall, but it's going to get saved by Scythe. Oxy not hitting that one, as Z needs to have a dire save, but Saraki covers their back.
And here's Lev centering this one. Final minute and 7 seconds to go in this series. There can only be one winner. Will it be Meow or Team Vandal? Scythe, what a touch by him. C says no, a huge save by him, and he'll push it to the corner. Here's Resinal up in the air. 54 seconds to go in this one. Oxy booms this one long to the wall. Lev, great touch by him, and Oxy says no yet again. Here's Scythe on the wall. He's going to try to get a double touch. Can he do it? No, he can't. Some crazy bounce. Goes back to Lev. He'll pop it over. Lev firing one high. Side to the middle. The demo. Taking it on rebound. Resinal scores. It's Resinal with 34 seconds to go, and Vandal has a lead.
And look at how long it took them to score that goal, man. It's a dangerous game now for one of these teams. Vandal up by 1 goal. Meow needs to score one to stay alive in the winners. So let's see what Z can do. A nice little play there with their car. Resinal's up there for the shot. Maybe just that one's going to stroll right in. Is there onto the field, and it's looking real good good for Meow still. 15 seconds. Saraki needs to challenge this one really immediately, but Lev is going to have that possession. Oxy trying to put this one up for their teammate. Resinol is going to follow. Saraki is there, back for the shot. What's going to happen? 2 seconds left here. And yeah, if you're Meow, you got to keep this one up.
Here's Z, up in the air, 0 seconds to go. Can we have a miracle? Up in the air, great touch by them. Resinol's gonna catch it, I'm pretty sure gonna spike it down. No, it's kept up by Meow. Resinol centering this one to Sight. Sight pops it up, he's gonna air dribble this one, and he's gonna definitely ground pinch this one here. No, Z keeps it up in the air, Lev, and that's gonna do it. Curiosity has killed the cat, and Vandal is going to the finals.
Hey, you know what? I gotta say, these two teams might just be our finalists here up in tonight's tournament. I want to see these two back at it, clash against each other like true powerful titans. Now, this Vandal squad, we've been hyping them up, and same with Meow, but what a performance with the skill levels that these players really showed up here. And I give a lot of kudos and credit with Meow because they really took a wonderful up step to what their skill level was from game 1 to game 3.
Yeah, I mean, Meow is guaranteed pretty much a top 3 finish after some great games. We have Latham Threat and UTSA playing in the loser semifinals. The winner of that game will face off against Mao, and the winner of that will face off against this Vandal squad in the grand finals. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. My prediction, we're going to see UTSA play Meow, and we're going to get to see some college action. That's what I'm hoping for in the losers finals.
You know what?
And it's been crazy so far.
Yes, I would absolutely love to see some college action. Obviously, University of San Antonio has been cooking there up in the Texas scene. But yeah, it'd be absolutely lovely to see a Texas collegiate organization to make it there to that final. But guys, we will be taking a very short break, and we will be taking it back into the action here very, very shortly. We will see you guys very, very soon.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Crispy. Alongside me is Naya. And for the third time tonight, we're going to be featuring Team Meow against Latham Threat. Latham Threat just won an absolute heartbreaker for UTSA in overtime, 2-1. And they made it to the loser finals, guaranteeing them a top 3 spot in Rocket Rush for this week. And for the third time, we're going to get to see Meow play again.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely meowing at this point. Their community, their players, Meow is there and here to shine against Latham Threat. Now, here we go. Let's take a look at the bracket here for the Rocket Rush playoffs, as this has been a very much interesting one. As you can take a look at the semifinals, a lot of interesting score lines there, but even that losers, right? UTSA varsity, a collegiate organization trying to push their way through to that top number. And it's been absolutely a performance from them, a big step up in their gameplay from last week's or the previous week's performance that they did compete up in. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what they could do up in the more weeks to come here at Rocket Rush, Crispy. So yeah, Meow still here once again. And look, if they make the grand finals, as we kind of set up in our break, right, it's going to be another coverage of Meow.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Al Stewart song "Year of the Cat." I guess we're just the Aristocats tonight because we are.
Yeah, right.
I'll stop with the cat puns. I promise. If Meow loses, but as of right now, I'm loving it. The cat's out of the bag. There's another one. All right, let's talk about this game so far. Latham Threat has won so many good series, good quality series. So has Meow. This is going to be a great series. And who do you have winning this one, Naya?
Honestly, I gotta see the Kitty Cats rocket it once more here. I think Meow against Latham Threat is going to be more of a dominance showing from the side of Meow. They've been cooking in the tournament. Now, Latham Threat has been also cooking, but I believe in the Cat Nation for the side of Meow. And maybe, I'll say this, look, if Meow wins, I'm meowing up on stream.
That's a crazy brothers. Take. No, that's a crazy take. I have to disagree with you though. I think Latham Threat is going to win this series. Meow had a great series last series. Don't get me wrong, but Latham Threat is coming off of a huge upset against a UTSA team that has been nothing but dominant in this tournament so far. And if they can take that energy and that momentum into this series against Meow, who unfortunately had a heartbreaking loss last round, I think you're going to see Latham Threat and the champions 2021 in the finals.
It's going to be a deadly one here in between these two teams. It is win or go home as well. So that's up on stakes for this table of this event. And both of the teams have been putting in the dedication and work for tonight's tournament, and they want to push even further into tonight's tournament. So it's going to be all a decider up on what is going to be happening here. It is Latham Threat taking on Meow in our winners finals, or winners lower finals.
Yeah, no, here's just right off the bat, Meow putting on the pressure on the face-offs. Notice 2 big demos by Meow to start the game, something we really didn't see last series, but we did see in that first series against Ooga Booga. Here's Oxy on the wall. He's been having a great night so far. Here's Reefkin, my apologies, Z up in the air. Chesty up, and great touch by him to Lance, and nothing doing. Chesty gets it out of the zone. Here's Oxy up in the air. Can't get a touch on it. It's Shetz, and we're frozen again. They scored it. It's Reekin. Every time they score a goal, we can't see it. It keeps freezing on us.
Hey, you know what?
But a huge goal by Reekin.
Yeah, Reekin able to reek that one in for a Latham Threat, as Meow is down here by 1 goal. So 1 goal deficit here, as Chesty is going to be trying to possess this one as much as possible. And here we go, 2-0 against Meow.
And what a play by Reekin. Watch him on that play. He gets some crucial demos down low, and that's something that, I feel Meow has not seen in the last 2 rounds, and it's a different adjustment as Latent Threat goes up 2-0. And I'm starting to sense a picture here. You saw Meow lose that first game 5-0 last series, and I think it could go that way again if they continue to play the way they are playing.
Yeah, especially if we recap the game 1 experience of their past series, right? They started a little slow, but if the team could definitely readjust here in this game 1, game 2, it could be a deadly thing for Latem Threat here. So currently Latem controlling this one with a 2-0 score line against Meow. It's going to be a challenge up on the wall here as possession is in favor of Meow, but they need to save this one. Oh, you don't want that strolling right up in, as it will be much more into the control of Latem Threat once more, but it's saved by Meow.
Here's Saraki on the wall, turns this one over to Rican. Rican pushing in the middle, Oxy with a great touch, and Rican and Oxy are tied up with each other in the middle. Here's Z up in the air, trying to center this one. He does. Fired! And Saraki can't get that one on goal, and a follow-up opportunity is denied. Oxy flings this one in the corner. Lance, not much boost from him. Nothing he can really do on that one. And nothing doing. What a touch by Saraki! And Rican says no on that play. Here's Saraki trying to reset. He sends it back to Oxy. Oxy dribbling in a huge demo there on Shes. And oh my gosh, I got to learn this guy's name. It's Shesby in the corner. We're frozen here. Who knows what's going to happen? It's Lance. Clears this ball to Shesby. Shesby turns it over to Oxy and Rican. A lot of C's in this game so far. Here's Rican up in the air. Great touch by him and Z trying to center it. And it's going to be cleared out by Saraki. Shesby back on the play. And it's Z who gets another touch. What are these names, man? They all sound the same to me. You got Z, Shesby, and yeah, a lot, and Oxy and Saraki. A lot of I and Y endings. And there's no I in team, but there is a Y in kitty. So Latem Threat has a 2-0 lead as we continue to lag out. Can't see the ball. It's Oxy who will come out with it. Great touch by him towards goal, and it's going to be Lance who will boom this one out. Z keeps it in. Team Meow showing some pressure, and it's turned over to Latem Threat.
All right, here we go. Latem Threat still leading this one against Meow. So can Meow kind of strike their way back with their paws in the final couple minutes here against Latem Threat? It is all to be seen here in these last couple minutes. As Meow, I gotta say, they gotta kind of uphold the performance here of Latem Threats, as it's been more in the favor of the Threat side so far, but maybe, just maybe, they'll have a chance to show who they really are.
And here's Rican up in the air, centering this one for Latem Threat. Nothing, as Meow more than likely cleared this one, and apparently it's down on the other end. Here's Z up in the air, and Shesby is going to try to clear this one long. Lance booms this one to the right corner, and Z is there. Final minute to go for Meow to get something to push into game number 2. Here's Z in the corner. Shesby up on the wall. He's going to get a great touch to deny Saraki an opportunity. Here's Shesby on the left-hand side. He's up in the air. Great touch by him. He's going to dribble this one all the way in. Lance firing, and he misses wide. A rough shot by Lance. That's one he definitely would want to have back. Here's Rican in the air. Shesby on the right side. Saraki clears this one up the middle. In the air is Saraki and Lance. Lance booms this one long, and Z pushes it away. Up in the air is Lance. A great touch by him again. Saraki gets demoed on a huge push by Rican. And this ball is cleared to Shesby in the middle. Lance, screen flipping. Why is it freezing at the worst time? Did he score? He does. It's Lance. It's 3-0.
Yeah, crazy things that we are seeing on the side of production. Obviously, you can't have a stream without mistakes, right? Even technical difficulties. But Latem Threat, 14 seconds left. It seems to be mostly that they will be taking this one against Meow here up in this game 1. But there's been so many moments in this game 1 that Meow could have possibly scored a couple good goals, but it's been more defense than offense that Meow has been showing up with, because the threat is Latem Threat with their pressure.
And Latem Threat completely denied Meow any opportunities of anything really in that game. No, I want to tell the people at home, for those of you who play Rocket League, latency variation is the worst as your car just starts shooting around everywhere. That's basically what it's like to call this game tonight with all the lags. It's like the ball is shot, it freezes, and we don't know, is it a goal? Is it not a goal? Did it like make a crazy carom? You just never know. And Latham Threat takes game 1 against Meow. And what do you think Meow has to do, Naya, to bounce back?
Well, before we even answer that one, as our production member just said, they feel like they are under attack by us broadcasters. So I kind of feel bad for Ben. Ben's been putting up some great work here up in the production side of things for Nameless. I give you all my credit, man. As I just heard it, I'm glazing the man so hard here. But yeah.
No, and Ben deserves it. Ben deserves it, absolutely. He's an amazing producer. This is not on him. This is solely on like Frontier Wi-Fi or whatever he's using, or whatever potato his computer's plugged into. Here's Lance and Oxy. What happens? We'll never know. But Chefsy somehow has it in the air. Here's Chefsy in the air with Z. Z clears this ball long. Again, what happens? We just don't know. Z apparently loses that ball to Lance. Rican, Chefsy in the air. Great touch by him. Huge save by Saraki as it's denied by Meow. Here's Lance on his way back. Saraki in the air. Booms this one in the middle. Chefsy denies it. And it's Z on the right-hand side pushing. Here's Chefsy in the air. Misses the play on that one, and Z is going to send this to the corner. Lance pushes this one to the wall. Lance in the air trying to make something happen, but Rican goes to the aid. Where's the ball? We will not know. Apparently it goes over the line, and Oxy will boom it back in. Z to Oxy. Oxy having some fun with Chesby, and he says no on that one. Chesby can't get anything on it. It's Oxy into the corner to Rican. Rican's play gets spiked down by Oxy, and Lance is up in the air now. Lance flip reset successful. It's to Chesby more than likely, and it's gotten even worse. I can't even tell where the ball is.
Hey, you know what? It's totally fine. Okay, wait. That is crazy play style. That right there, we got to rewatch this. Is this an own goal? Is that an own goal? Oh, no. Oh. Okay, wait, it's an own goal. Oh, man.
Yeah, Chesby's Xbox remote in pieces on the floor. That would be the end of my Rocket League night if that happened to me, especially, playing so well like Latham has been doing. Here's Oxy on the left side. They need to respond to Meow if they want an opportunity to go to the finals or send this to a game number 3. Oxy centering this one to Saraki. What a move! And it's saved by Rican on the play. Up in the air is Oxy pushing this one in. Oxy flip reset and fooled Lance. And Lance is out of his pants on that one. Rican on the right-hand side. Pushing up. Great move to get by Z. Oxy sends it up the wall, and it is cleared out of the zone by Saraki.
Yeah, Saraki is going to try and put up some more performance here for Meow as Chesapeake is there to score the goal here for Latham Threat. So it's assisted by Rican, and, the team right now just neutralized the scoreline, and things are going to get even more deadly here as we approach that 250 marker. And kickoff is in favor, Saraki! Oh, the cats are meowing!
What a freeze on that one. That looks like Oppenheimer. That froze right when that ball went in. It looks like an Oppenheimer explosion for us. I mean, dang. Apparently it was balloons, but for us it looks like a full-on, nuclear bomb as Meow takes a 2-1 lead over Latham Threat. On the play is Z. He'll win the face-off again. Another huge win by Meow. Lance booming this one out. Final 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Lance centering this one. What a pass to Rican. Tick, tack, toe, scores!
Wow.
60! And Latham Threat responds again, and the litter box is filling up for Team Meow.
Yeah, this is crazy. Meow, I don't think that they could have done much there. They had 2 people up in the goal, but it didn't seem like they were moving. But look at Z. Hold on. Can they do it again? Sorky is going to have the ball here for the side of Meow. It's going to be contested there up in that mid. But let's see what Latham Threat could do here against Meow.
Here's Lance dumping this ball in, a huge demo by Shesby, and it's Rican. Great touch by him, and it's just cleared out by Saraki. On the left-hand side, Saraki in the air. He's going to get a good air dribble. Nice bump on Lance, and nobody's home to finish that one. Z dumping it to the left corner, and it's Rican who's going to boom this one long.
Oh, no!
It's Rican! Oh, my goodness! Meow couldn't stop it!
Oh, the miscoordinated aerial there to try and get the save. Very, very unlucky there from Oxy and the side of Meow, but it's still a close story to tell as the book isn't closed yet. Meow is only behind by 1 goal, and maybe they want to add a little more to that goal sheet as Latham Threat has the possession of the ball by far in this one. Oxy's going to try and put this one to their teammate. Z has the play for themselves. A nice passing possession play from Oxy, but here goes Saraki. Oh, it's going to be right to the corner where Oxy's going to be.
And here's Z. Great demo by him. Meow trying to get something. Shesby booming long, and it's going to be just him. I think. Did he score? Will we ever know? He does! He's going to take it himself. And another poor rotation makes it a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. Good thing that I have my phone right beside me. I can get to see the Twitch stream, not lagging. So that's a really good thing. But 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1:23 up on the clock. Oxy and Z, they got to be putting up some great performance here for the side of Meow. The ball is up. Is there anyone to follow? No, there is not. Latham Threat, here we go. Let's see what the threat is for Latham as Lance is there for the shot, but doesn't get much. Oxy and Z is trying to control the ball as much as possible for Meow. Here goes Z. It's going to be contested by Lance. 1 more minute remaining here for the side of Meow to be possibly scoring 2 goals, but it is not over yet. Final 50 in between these two teams, and Z and possibly Oxy could do something here, but it's going to be in the side of Latham Threat, and it's going to be right into the goal once more.
And I think that's going to be the dagger. I think Meow's time in this nameless tournament is going to come to an end. A sad Meow for Team Meow, as it's 5-2, Latham Threat, and we are going to have a Latham Threat final against the champions of 2021 and that all-star roster. Here's Rican in the air in the play. He's going to miss, and Saraki, he's going to boom it, and a demo that blew up in the face of Meow, and they still cannot score. It's 5-2. Oxy in the air touches this one down deep. Lance, that's centered. Saraki can't get it on goal. Saraki's had his troubles in this game with some rotation errors, and it came to bite Meow in the butt. Here's Rican in the air trying to get a touch, and Saraki says no to that one. Final 7 to go. Lance and Shesby back on the play. I think that's Oxy. Apparently it's in the air. Rican, Shesby. That's all she wrote. And it is over. Now the cat lady sang 5-2.
I feel bad for the cats. They were really cooking there up on Meow. They really pushed a long way up in this tournament. The question is, do I still meow up on this broadcasting desk? The story will tell, but yeah, Latham Threat, they get this one 2-0 in the series scoreline against Meow. A wonderful showing, though, from Meow as they pushed their way into that lower bracket, trying their hardest. But here we go. Let's take a look at the bracket once more. So they fell short against Vandal, but took a wonderful, series to the game 3 against Vandal. But they got sent down to that losers final, as we just got the witness against Latham Threat. And I got to say, I did say it throughout the series, they did look like a threat. Latham Threat, now they're going to be the threat possibly to Vandal.
And Vandal, there's nothing stopping them now. I mean, you play a Meow team that they outplayed, I think, in games 1 and 3, and they're playing a team, Latham Threat, who it was close. It really was close with Meow. I mean, that final game, it was just some bad rotations. Meow lost that third game because of rotations and some sort of questionable plays by Saraki, and stuff like that. That's why they're being sent home. And Latham Threat has an opportunity to maybe win, but I'm still taking the Vandal to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that team of players is going to be something that Latham Threat is going to have to watch out for. But as we just witnessed, they put up a showing against Meow here in the dire couple minutes to that game 2. Now, a little bit of a more recap of Meow taking on Latham Threats. They was very kind of neutral back and forth, right? They were trading goals. It was 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and then it got to a 3-4 scenario, right? Or was it 2-3? No, I think it was 2-3, right? I think I'm losing this one. No worries.
I think it was 4. I think it was. Are we talking Vandal or are we talking Latham Threat against Meow?
Latham Threat against Meow, like the past series scoreline.
That final game, I think was 5-2 to end it.
Yeah.
I know there were a couple goals. I don't know if there was one at the end. We froze up. So, I mean, it was a close series overall. I mean, Meow fought their way. I mean, that first game, losing 2-0, very similar to the Vandal series. You get blown out by 5, you learn about a team, but the problem is it's only a best of 3. So once you're down that game, you can only win from there. And I feel that, they couldn't overcome that. It was a rough finish for them. But kudos to Latham Threat. They had an amazing series. The passing. My favorite goal was that tic-tac-toe play in the air. Amazing rotation. And that's the reason they're in this finals today.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch out for if you are Vandal. Obviously, that's a team of Team Silenced, basically also built up into the Spacebound Cowboys. That roster's been cooking. Resident, Scythe, and Lev, they've been doing some things on the side of Vandal. But Latham Threat, they have that roster. It's built. It's ready to go. It's going to be something. But, yeah, I guess I got one more thing to say, right? At least up on my side of things. I gotta say, this one's probably gonna be extremely close, right? In between the two teams that we've seen, it's gonna be very, very 50. Very 50-50.
I'm taking the side of Vandal. I think Vandal. The only thing is with Vandal, they've been sitting, but they do have a 1-0 series lead already. They only have to win 2 games, whereas you have to win 3 if you're.
So the glaze is real, basically. That's what I
don't shoot the messenger. I'm just talking about the game the games we've seen so far. And I gotta say, it's Champions 2021. They showed up to play today. They deserve all the glaze, I guess. I mean, they're undefeated, haven't lost a game yet. Their first loss was against G2C is Cracked. I think they ended up going the game for some reason. Oh, we're already underway. Scythe has scored, and dang, they came out flying. It's Champions 2021 Vandal. He's up by 1.
Yeah, so Scythe is there to score the goal here for Vandal in the matter of 4 seconds, right? So they're trying to show who the real champions are. So Resinal is going to try and put this one for himself, but it's going to be back here, saved by Rican. And here we go. If you are Latham Threat, maybe you have some positioning playstyle to head up against Vandal here because you don't want them to be scoring another goal this early in this game 1.
You almost can't give up another goal. I agree with you 100%. Latham Threat, if you're already down by 1 in the series, if you go down 2, then you're going to need to do a reverse sweep, which I have never seen on this channel. And I don't think it's seen very often, especially a team winning that first game. And even a team coming back 2. We normally never see that. And a huge touch by Rican is denied by the crossbar and the sound of a pig. Resinal in the air, pushing this one. It's boomed right out by Latham Threat, and Lev is going to reset in the defensive zone. Lev in the air. Nice touch to him. Lance back on the play and missing on the demo, but the ball is still sitting right there as Scythe takes a crack at it, and nothing.
This is crazy. Maybe a goal here for Latham Threat. Just really depends upon what happens here with their play style. The possession needs to be clean here from Latham Threat, as it's going to be almost beaten. But it's going to be that save that's going to save the side of Vandal and Lev once more to add on to the goal score lead.
And what a goal there by Lev. And now you're in trouble. I think you start sounding the alarm if you're Latham Threat, as you're already down by 2 to a team who leads the series 1-0 and has outplayed you since the opening faceoff. Here's Shesby in the air to Lance. Lance gets a great touch to Rican. Rican firing one, and Lev says no on that one. Here's Lance on the wall. Lance trying to get something going, and apparently it goes out to Shesby somehow, and Sight is in the air. Open net, a pass, and a goal. It's Resinal, and it's 3-0 champion Vandal.
Yeah, you know, it's hurting me here. Latham Threat looking a bit of a struggle there, getting back to the ball. Maybe they're overextending a bit. But yeah, the defense definitely needs to be an upstep here against the speed of what Vandal is capable of heading up against Latham. So Vandal's been cooking so far. Can Scythe add a little more to the scoreline? It's going to be saved by Lance, but Resinal's there to put this one above the goal, as it's possibly still going to be up into the control of Latham Threat.
Yeah, I will say this too. I mean, that third goal, Latham Threat, trying to do like almost a pull the goalie strap, but there's still way too much time left. You're only down by 2, and you do something like that. It's Lance with the response, and Latham Threat makes it 3-1.
This is crazy work, man.
Yeah, I mean, kind of adding on to what I was saying, if you don't do a pull the goalie strap that early, it's only a 1-goal game, but now you're still trailing by 2. I feel doing a triple push that early didn't make a lot of sense for Latham Threat, and now they're still down by 2.
Yeah, and this is exactly what Latham Threat needed here. Wonderful save there was from the side of Latham Threat. But here we go. Vandal's still kind of up in this position play so far in this game 1. If you are Latham Threat, you got to be more defensive, because that is going to be saved once more. So, yeah, I think Vandal's been putting up on the pressure, but the defense is now showing for Latham Threat, as it's going to be going in. Lance is going to be scoring another one for the side of Latham Threat. So it's not over yet. The story has not been written for this game 1, and we are still much going further.
Yeah, I think that was a rough decision there from Scythe. I think you're better off, instead of going up for the 50, just go try towards goal, because he was running out of boost. That's the thing, though. Players can't see other players' boosts on opposite teams. Scythe trying to respond, and Rican says no on a pretty easy routine save to the corner. Here's Rican up in the air. Lev, is he going to get it? We won't know. And he does. Shesby, Lance doubling. Another goal opportunity, and Resinal clears that one out. Resinal in the air. Nobody pushing up with him. Shesby, Scythe can't get enough on it. It's loose in the middle, and Lev with a great touch there. Resinal, another great touch, and this ball is up. Can Resinal turn it into something? Double! He scores! Resinal with the dunk, and it's 4-2.
Here we go. Resinal doing everything that they can for Vandal, as now it's a 2-goal deficit here in between the two teams. So Latham Threat needs to score 2 goals to tie this one to be neutral with the side of Vandal. 1:30 left up on the clock. Let's see what Latham Threat could do here against the side of Vandal, as Rican has some possession play. Maybe a little pass to Lance. Lance needs to be very careful here, because there's no one just yet there in the net. But here we go. It's going to be more on the side once again with possession for Vandal. Oh, but Latham, it's still very close to tell, honestly.
Here's Scythe trying to get something. Lance denies him again. Lance has been having a heck of a game so far in this one. Here's Resinal. Great touch by him. Scythe in the air. A lot of great passing by this Vandal team. It's like they've been playing together for quite some time. And, you know, a lot of history between these players, obviously, but their mechanics and team plays tonight have been great. As Shetsky fires one and Lev says no on the play. Here comes Scythe on the outside to the left. Can he center it? It's in the corner. Scythe in the air. Great touch
save
by him, and it can't turn into anything. Here's Lance, the MVP of this game. What a flick! Is it in? No, it's not. Lev breaks it out of the zone. Scythe can't get a touch on that one. Lev up in the air is Lance and Rican. And we're frozen again. Can Resinal get back in time? He does. Lance trying to clear this ball. Shetsby in the air. And game 2 goes to Vandal.
Wow, that is crazy from the side of Vandal, but as well, Latham Threats. They've been putting a lot of pressure up on the team of Vandal, I would have to say. This is actually a lot more closer than what people think, I would have to also suppose, right? Latham Threat has been putting up some pretty good play style against Vandal, even though the scoreline was 2-4. But Vandal showing up there with the series scoreline of 0-2. It's going to be that reverse sweep possibility of Latham Threat, which I do believe in. But Vandal has the upper hand here with the championship performance, the RLCS, performance. They've been here up in these scenarios. They might just want to say, hey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it happening. I'm going to be honest. Latham Threat had a great game. Don't get me wrong. But I feel I think their game ended when they tried to do that push way too early in think about it. It was a 2-0 game. You do a push with 3 minutes to go, turn it into a 3-0 game, and then score 2. Now you're still trailing from that previous mistake. And, Vandal's a great team. There's no cutting back. It's Resinal off the face-off, a double touch, and it's 1-0.
This is crazy. So really quick play style here from Resinal as they are able to get this one right into the bat of Vandal. So it's swinging already for Vandal, and Latham Threat needs to be stopping that pressure as much as they can, because if they win this, it's going to be all Vandal.
Yeah, Shetsby. I mean, we might see a sweep here tonight. Resinal in the air with the ball, and it's going to go to Rican. Rican trying to make a push, and he bumps Scythe out of the way. Resinal, huge save, rebound, and Lance is denied on that one. Here's Lance backflipping the hold. Scythe is out of boost. A lot of panicking down in the zone. Lev, a nice half flip, trying to get this ball out, but Rican centering. Lev up in the air, takes this ball away. He's going to dribble it in, gets a flip reset. He's going to bump Lance out of the way, and there's no help to finish. Great idea on the play and great fruition to make it happen. Lev in the air gets a great touch. Lance, and oh my goodness, Lance says no on the play. Rican trying to turn on the two, scores! We're tied at 1 with 4 to go.
Did you know that bumping play there up into the goal net up on the other territorial side, right? That could have been a monumental moment. And I think that just shows how aggressive these two teams are with their players. They want to be winning this championship, and Vandal is trying to prove a point to Latham Threat. But, I mean, Latham Threat has been putting in a threat so far, and it's going to be Lance once more.
Lance has been showing up. Didn't really show up last series, but this series, he's like, hey guys, I'm here. Let's get a win. And so far tonight, he has another goal, making it a 2-1 game.
Yeah, it's been crazy so far here in between these two teams. Obviously, Latham Threat needs to be building this reverse sweep back up. Lance is there for the shot. It's going to be off to the back. But is there anyone there to answer? No. It's going to be a struggle now for the defensive game for the side of Latham Threat. They need to be extremely careful because they have an upper man that has been overextending. And if you get caught with a 2v3 scenario, that stuff could be very, very crucial. So Vandal's still putting up onto pressure, but it's going to be up onto the back of the wall. Shazafi, maybe a little more here for Latham Threat, but let's see what happens here.
Scythe, what a great touch on that one to get it to the wall. Lance pushing, there's no one there. Resinal denies them. There it is. Shensby, and it's 3-1 Latham Threat.
Chesapeake doing what they could do. Here we go. Latham Threat, they are dancing. Lance is there for the pass. And it is 3 minutes and 5 more seconds left of this game 3. Vandal still wants to shut this team down as the performance needs to be showing. But Latham Threat, they are looking more like the deadliest team here in this game 3. As Rican, Shezafi, and Lance has been reading a lot of the monumental moments. But Resinal, I mean, they're able to add to the scoreline.
Did he demo him midair? Oh, no, he missed on the play. And
wow.
That's how it went in. Are you kidding me? I totally didn't even see it. I thought he demoed him midair. I really did. That would have been so impressive. But, I mean, that's something that 100% Latham Threat's going to want back. And, you know, they'll put it in their Resin will put it in his back pocket. And here's Scythe trying to make it this game even. Oh, the ball is centered. Nobody there. A very dangerous opportunity there for Vandal. Scythe in the air. Shespi gets a great touch on that. Resinal, great touch. And Lev going to reset and send it deep. Rican in the air. Resinal. Rican and Resinal. Rican gets by him, and he gets a really rough touch on the ball. Resinal, another great touch. Rican, what a touch in the middle. Shespi in the air. No, it's cleared out of the zone. Lev gets this one popped up. Rican fires this one high with Shespi in the air trying to get a double. Skaith in the air, but nothing on that one. Scythe and Lev pushing out of the zone. Lev, what a touch by Lev. It's Rican in the air, and Resinal trying to finish it. The ball is loose, bouncing around, and Shespi gets a flip reset with 1:49 to go. Rican sends this ball back into his defensive end. Rican in the air, great touch on that one by Scythe. Scythe, another great touch to Lev. Lev resetting, a great touch by him. Lev in the air, going for a demo potentially, but Lance gets up and touches that one. Resinal in the air, great push, gets over Shev, and Rican denies him on that one. Shez and Lance back and centered. Scythe, great touch down there, and Shez can't make the save. Lev centering, great ball movement, and nothing from Resinal on that play. Rican in the air, he ended up bumping Lance, and now there's some trouble as two players have no boost. Lev in the air, Scythe gets a weird touch trying to center. Some great ball movement by Vandal, but will it be enough to tie this game? Final minute to go. Scythe in the air. This could be a series winner here. If a goal is scored, we'll go to a winner, take all overtime for Vandal. Vandal threat, and Latham. Wow, I'm all over the place here. The ball is moving so fast. Safe on that play. Resinal centering this ball, and nobody home for it. Final 30 seconds to go, and Rican is able to clear this ball out of the zone.
All right, 30 seconds remaining against Latham Threat and Vandal. Let's see what happens here on the side of Vandal as they have the possession play, but now it's back up into the favor, into that middle corridor. So if you are Vandal, maybe you want to put up some more performance here and possibly tie this matchup as final 10. Oh my God, that is so close to going right up in, and it's Scythe tying up the match. It is 3-3. It's not 4 seconds. It's 5 seconds left.
Are you kidding me? That's how the goal goes in. I was expecting a crazy play, but it goes off a crazy carom off the ceiling. And Vandal is back in this game for a potential sweep. That ball's in the air. 1 second to go. Rican hits this one to the wall. Shespi on there. Shespi trying to keep their season alive. It's the demo by Lev. We're going to overtime. Scythe and Lev pushing on this one. Lev wins the faceoff. Scythe, it's up in the air. Can they end it now? Resinal can't get it on goal. It's in the middle. Lev in the air. Can they put the dagger in? Let's centered. Resinal pushing back on the play. Lance trying to get it out. It's Resinal who keeps it in. Lev resetting high. Lance and Lev up in the air. It's Shespi. It's going to boom this one long. Rican trying to touch it on goal, and that one sails wide. It's caught by Shez, and it's going to be pushed out by Resinal and Vandal. Vandal making some plays down low. Scythe firing one. Lance gets a big rebound, and it's Shez who clears this one out of the zone. Shez in the air. Can he send this one to a game number 5? We will see. Rican demoing on that play to Lance, and we've got some demo chasing going on there. Lev off the ceiling. Where's the ball? Who's it going to go to? It's Scythe in the air with Rican. Scythe, great touch. Shez trying to make something happen. He's in the air with a dribble. Shez pushing in, and Resinal denies him on that one. Resinal trying to turn something from nothing. In the air with no boost. Shez clears this one to the corner. Here's Les. Trying to push, he decides not to. Scythe, what a touch off the wall. Can't finish on the 50. Lev in the air. It goes back to Lance. A lot of back and forth pool ball going. Resinal in the right side. All the energy from both teams is being shown here. Scythe in the air. Can he finish it here? He does! Scythe wins it! And Vandal is your week 3 champion!
This is absolutely crazy. What an overtime. What a finish to this series of our grand final. And here it is. A part of a team silenced and a part of a team of the Spacebound Cowboys. Champion 2021 Vandal taking this week's tournament.
And that's back-to-back sweeps and back-to-back weeks. You know, a new champion has prevailed, though, as champion 2021 Vandal. That's 3 in a row for them. And Latham Threat going home with a lot of points in second, though. That's a lot of points for Latham Threat in second. That's going to place them 100% in the top 5. But you need to look at Vandal as a whole. They didn't give up, scoring a goal in those final 5 seconds. Great mechanics from them. And they were the better team in this series. And it's kind of like what I expected. I maybe thought Latham would take one game, but that second game is so important. And that winner's bracket, getting that win in the winner's bracket, just going up 1-0 to start a series, shifts all the momentum. You know, Vandal was sitting, but going up by 1 and then taking that game too, you need to win one of your next 3. And that is so easy for a team like Vandal, the way they've been playing so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, as this Vandal squad is built of the players to do it. Resinal, Lev, and Scythe, as well as Pigeon being part of the Silenced Squad organizations. I mean, the combination of bringing in 2 teams and putting them up onto a roster, it cooked, it worked, and the brainstorming behind it was excellent for their team here tonight. So overall, wonderful series, wonderful performance, and just a great tone of events for both of these 2 teams that we've seen here. And just one last thing that I want to represent is Theta Chi. I'm representing you, fraternity brothers. You guys are absolutely legendary. If you guys have sticked around, I appreciate you guys most. And I guess one question for you is, are you part of a fraternity, man?
I'm not. Unfortunately for me, I don't have time. You know, I want to be doing play calling for a career. So I'm consistently every day going to shows, working behind the scenes, trying to learn as much broadcast as I can. So eventually, hopefully, you will all see me on the big screen, and I can make you guys enjoy sports as much as I love them. And you know, we're both in college, and today's sponsor is Esportian. You know, by collaborating with Nameless, they can reach more students in Rocket League and competing. And, you know, those interested about their possibility in the United States, you know, at no cost or commitment, look at Esportian. You know, they generate value to the RL community. They offer educational opportunities abroad through esports, and it generates added value, you know, in the United States in this sector. And together with Nameless, who's us, we want to put players in contact with university coaches in the United States so that they can communicate with them and maybe get that NIL bag, as so many people, you know, we have here at Syracuse. I know some of our players, I believe, are getting some NIL money. So nice chunk of change, especially for playing Rocket League. You know, you're not playing a physical sport like hockey or lacrosse or football, which of course Syracuse is good at, like one of those things. But you know, you make money playing video games, and that's some kids' dreams. You know, they grow up wanting to be a gamer, and this is a great opportunity, and getting an education out of it is the big thing. So Esportian, we thank you for your sponsorship, and we are so excited to be working with you in the future. And speaking of Nameless, for those of you who don't know, if you're ever on the Epic Games Store, we now have our own discount code. Use code Nameless while on the Epic Games Store. Support us. We love to support you guys. We love what we do. We love to give you these broadcasts. So, you know, if you're ever purchasing a game, you know, I know that there's a lot of them, and I know a lot of people are making their V-Bucks purchases. Throw code Nameless into the esports shop today. Help us out. Nameless Esports is the code on Epic Games. So, Naya, before we send this one off, do you have any final thoughts going and anything you want to talk about maybe for week 4, as we're already 4 weeks into this Rocket Rush season?
Well, I just gotta say, next week's performance with even collegiate organizations it's just gonna be absolutely incredible to see what can happen. Tonight we had a great team, a college team, move into the lower bracket, almost into the lower bracket finals. UTSA varsity, which is University Texas San Antonio. They were cooking, man. They were absolutely cooking. And that is one team that I am very much excited for to see. But yeah, once again, I just want to thank our production members. I want to thank you for being up on the broadcast with me. I know that we had a pre-conversation, and yeah, it's a wonderful time here with the both of us. But yeah, thank you everyone that's been working behind the scenes here, putting this into the efforts and the dedication here at Nameless Esports. It's been an absolutely lovely time from my side of things, but I hope it's the same for you, man.
Yeah, no, Naya, this is the first time that I've had the opportunity to work with you, and it has been nothing but amazing. And I'm so excited, hopefully, to continue to work with you in the future, and Sean and Kenzo and Ben and all you guys make everything so special here at Nameless. And we want to give all of our hard work to everyone who supports us along the way. We want you guys to continue to play in our tournaments. As I think you had over 70 teams this week in Rocket Rush, which is, I'm pretty sure, the biggest tournament we've ever had here at Nameless. Yep. I mean, that's huge. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to bring people in, and we want you guys to be with us along the way.
I 100% agree with you, man. It's just going to keep on getting better and better here up on the broadcasting booth, the production side, and the tournament, and all the events that we have here at Nameless Esports. It's been me, Naya, and Crispy up on this today's broadcast.
Before we go, hang on, Naya. Before we go, I have a new tradition. When we end with a sweep, unfortunately, I still don't have the broom, but we have the vacuum, guys. We're ending with a sweep, a 3-0 final as Vandal takes down Latham for the Week 4 Rocket Rush Championship. Coming next week.
Oh.